Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's the MCU crew. The last show was June 26th, by my estimation. It's been 4 months.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
a long ass fucking time ago. What the fuck?
It was a long ass time ago. Can't believe it's November. The strikes are over, and we're back. We're done. It's over. There's no more strikes.
Kids, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Nice to see y'all.
Yeah. I think
Jesse said I cured his depression when I showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, little bronze ray of light.
Wow. So is she a
winter
mutant?
of life?
Are you saying she's in in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there was a character that
God fucking damn it. I will leave for another 6 months. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm not saying bronze is a mutant, but I'm saying got that X factor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't know what that means. What are you?
You don't need to know. It sounded good. It's time to move on.
Are you like Simon Cowell? Is that what you're saying? Oh,
you're cruising for your 8th marriage, Jesse.
Oh boy, we're back. We're so back. Let's talk about the future of MCU crew. Let's get off the show with this. I don't know if MCU crew is going to last in terms of what we want it to be because the MCU is slowing down. Kevin Feige as well as Bob Iger both have been pretty vocal and pretty adamant about this quality over quantity approach, what they are trying to do with the production. And I think we are all in agreement that thank fucking God. Like, now's the time. Next year, I think they are only slated to have a singular film come out, and that is Deadpool 3. I think there might be a TV show. I think Echo is one of the Disney Plus shows for next year. But
is it next year?
Yeah. We might even watch that trailer sometime later in this episode.
All right, it's January, but and it does technically count as next year.
It does. So that would mean, barring any show cancellations, 52 shows with a movie and a TV show to talk about is not necessarily something that makes a lot of sense. So we might be changing. We probably will. We haven't 100% committed to a name or anything like that, but we might be changing the show to just being the nerd. I don't know. We talk about all the things. Talk about shows that we're watching because we all watch a bunch of stuff. We're all ingrained in different aspects of nerd culture.
JP.
All that thing.
This means we can finally discuss Yellowstone and Fargo on the show.
Yeah. We could do all that.
Jesse.
We could get Jesse to watch Yellowstone.
Jesse.
While still
John
also
Hamm.
having
John,
MCU focus.
I love John Hamm. I love John Hamm.
Season 5 of Fargo, and here's the cool thing about Fargo: it's an anthology series. You can just start with season 5 and get the John Hamm. Take a bite out of that ham haunch.
Guys, I'm saying we got 500. I got 500 more episodes of One Piece that I could discuss.
Guys, I'm just saying, what if instead we rebrand this podcast specifically to cover Madam Web and all the hype leading up to that movie's launch? What if we just only we call it the web zone. And in the web zone, we only talk Madam Web.
Oh boy.
Madam Web's awesome powers, the implications for the future of the Sonyverse, and all the amazing things that could possibly happen in a Venom 3. I'm just saying.
The one
it could
thing,
be huge.
Just talking about the industry that covers the MCU. The past 4 months have been the most absurd coverage of a thing that I think I've ever seen. Because you had the entire world of PR.
You changed the subject away from a Madam Web based podcast.
No, we can do it. We can go study some spiders in Africa.
But
I'm just it's because it's as almost absurd as how much they've been covering or how they've been covering Hollywood.
You're calling my idea absurd?
Yeah, Jesse, I am. Because the PR people were like, guys, you know who's not an actor? A cat. What if we had the cat at the premiere of the Marvels and we had them walk the red carpet? It would be huge. And that's what they did. And so that's what everyone would write about, is how they replaced the cat from the Marvels. It's a different cat from the first Captain Marvel film. Completely different cat. And that got coverage because the actors were still striking. That was the whole thing. It like, they just got so absurd with the rumors. And like the articles read like fucking weird ass Reddit post where it's like, does anyone else think? And then they post some absurd thing. It's weird.
Are you saying that the idea of making your content solely based on the products of the MCU, be it for, I don't know, like a website or YouTube series or some sort of like that's a crazy idea in retrospect?
Yeah, I am. A lot of directors.
Well, then I guess you're open to the idea of the Web Zone.
The Web Zone?
Starring your favorite
that sounds like a bad G4 show.
Friends. Right? And then the Web Zone. And then and it's like, we're all tied up in the latest news about Madam Web.
Well, Jesse.
Well, what happened to web-based? Because I thought that was a catchier name. When you said it, the web-based pot. Wait, did you mean just it was like a web?
We're called the World Wide Web.
I can't.
They're going to probably call it that. That's what Sony's going to call it. The
World Wide Web. I stole that from
keep
chat.
it trending.
But I'm not going to acknowledge it. And then the World Wide Web. And then when you're in it, right, we can all dress up like different famous Madam Web characters.
Sure, yeah.
There
right?
isn't one.
Yeah.
Right? Like Al
Jesse's jumping the gun. Like I'm all for watching that Madam Web trailer, but we got to talk about Secret Invasion if we're going chronologically,
then
Jesse.
Think if we embrace the Sonyverse, like we can change our logos up top, and Bronze can be Venom, and JP, you can be Morbius, and I'll be Madam Web.
Okay.
And that's like, come on.
Are you gonna wear the Madam Web outfit?
Why am I Cookie Monster Venom?
Just cause.
What do you mean, Bronze?
You just do it. That's fine.
I like lobster.
Yeah.
You should be Venom.
No. You're Venom.
You won't he'll do all the acting.
Beautiful Madam Web.
Yeah, he'll do the voice work for you, and you just have to lip sync it.
And then we can have guests on, and they can be dressed like, Spider Girl or Silk or whoever the hell shows up in that. It'll be great.
Okay.
It'll be great.
I like it, Jesse. That's the future of what we're doing. Future of the MCU crew. No, we don't know. We're still kind of figuring out. We had enough to talk about with the 4 months that have happened that we felt like, let's just do a normal MCU crew, and then we'll figure it out as we go along and figure out what the future holds as the future shows up. So that's where we're at, and we'll let you guys know. I don't know if we'll do a show next week. It depends on if we can watch some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever the next movies that we were ranking. Weren't we like just getting on to the good movies? Wasn't
we were getting on to the average movies.
Quantumania is the next film we have to watch.
Do you think that's why we took 4 months off?
That might have been why we stopped doing the show.
Never do a show.
Wait, no, because we were on the Thors, and we didn't even do the Avengers yet. How are we all the way at Quantumania? Oh wait, because we're going in order of worst.
We're going.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. That's what we're doing.
To judge based on crappiness.
Yeah, on our ranking system. It was a very scientific.
We were going chronologically.
No.
For some reason I thought we were going oh my god, no, Quantumania is next.
Yeah, Quantumania is the next film that we could watch if you guys are so inclined. So think about it, consider it. We'll see how we feel a week from now. Let's talk about all the stuff that has come out before we get to all the news and all the trailers. Guys, I watched Secret Invasion, the finale today, because I got to episode 5 and I just didn't fucking care.
Yasmin.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, I just
What a show.
So
What a show.
Here's the
Good
thing. Feel free to spoil it for me because much like you, JP, I want to say I hit 4 or 5 and I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I just like stopped.
like it,
I was like, I can't.
the first episode was like, I think we covered like episode 4 up to episode 4 or 5. And so we don't need to retrace those shows because I think we all just said like it was fine. However, episode 6 is just stupid. It's legitimately.
Can I, Bronze? Can I sum up to you how stupid it is?
Yes,
This is the easiest. This is the easiest way to do. This is the easiest way to do this without giving away major. Although it is kind of a spoiler, but here you go.
We could spoil it. It's stupid.
Here's what matters for the plot. You've spent 5 episodes up until this point being told that the area where the people that like
The Kree.
But like whatever the Earth Kree are called, whatever the like
the resistance.
the resistance.
Yeah.
The area they're at is in a fallout zone that if a normal ass human goes there, they will die. They will die of radiation poisoning.
Or yeah, Skrull, not Kree. Sorry, I have my aliens.
And
messed
so,
up.
and so the Skrulls that are there, they, we go through this huge like, is that really Nick Fury? Nope. Spoilers. Doesn't matter. There's a whole like twisted plot point thing that sucks. And then there's a fight that might be the worst fight I've ever seen.
No, we have to talk about the fight. We have to talk about the fight.
We'll talk about it. But the thing that sucked the most is then at the end, they were like, all those people, a lot of the people you thought died or were in fact Skrulls, guess what? They're actually fine. And they're being held in the underground part of the contaminated area. And some of them, like Rhodey, have been there for 10 years. And they're all, and then when they're taken out of their machinery, which, okay, you could say
5 or
maybe
6
by
at
being
least.
taken out of the machinery, that was keeping them alive, right? The machinery was keeping them alive. But then when they're taken out, they all slow walk out of the contaminated area. Like, go, run.
And the juxtaposition of that is that in the opening of the show, they have a Skrull, Gaia, pose as Sam Jackson, as Nick Fury. And the entire time Nick Fury is like slowly losing, it's like playing a video game. He's like slowly losing HP and getting worse from the radiation as he's talking to the big bad evil guy.
But it was all a trick.
And
like, the real Nick Fury,
a 7-minute
wasn't there.
ordeal. Yeah, and then she reveals herself as Gaia after she tricks him into giving him
This, of course,
Captain
being Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah. After she tricks him into giving, she gives him Captain Marvel's DNA. Okay.
Yep.
Because they've been collecting different DNA from the entire MCU, basically, both good and bad folk in the MCU. And so then they turn the machine on with both Sam Jackson's characters and the big bad evil guys. Not Tal. I forgot his fucking name. It doesn't matter because he died. And so they turn into Super Skrulls, right?
Yeah, the two of them become Super Skrulls, and they have a Super Skrull fight, and it's them using every character from Marvel's abilities in the lamest way possible.
Like Captain Marvel, like she's like full on Captain Marvel, has like the photon blast, is flying. They have
at one point she punches him using Drax's fist.
Yeah,
it's the most memeable shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
And the CGI is
she,
real
like,
bad.
Flexes this terrible CG arm. It's bad. It's incredibly bad.
And so essentially, she's the strongest person in the MCU.
Right, Daenerys Targaryen, Mother of Dragons.
I 1,000% that we will never see her again. 1,000% we never see that character
right
ever in the MCU.
Right.
Because she's got all the best powers. Like
and her dad is dead. So we lose an incredible actor for
Talos.
Super
Yeah.
Skrull.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he passed away. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
not Mendelsohn. I think.
Ben Mendelsohn is amazing actor, and they sacrifice his characters so that we can get a Super Skrull, and not worth it.
And somehow, Yeah. The craziest part of that show is somehow the AI generated intro is not the worst part of it.
The worst part is how they were like, we need to justify this AI generated intro by saying that's the point. Like, what is real? Like, what?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Secret Invasion, it sucks that they wasted that thing, like what the Secret Invasion event from the comics on those 6 episodes of TV.
Which is why the idea of Secret Wars, I'm convinced if they don't course correct, that would be a shitty movie too.
Yeah.
I have.
Well, we'll get to that.
All
That's
the news
so far
is
away.
sounding like they're trying to, but I don't know if they can at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so far away now. So probably at least 3-4 years off.
We'll see.
From even seeing a trailer, I would think, for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering so many important characters to the previous Marvel movies were oft in that show, doesn't make any sense to me. But
yeah. The fight scene had terrible CGI. Just to make note of that, like it was. There's a reason why I didn't watch episode 6 as soon as chat was like, yeah, they get all the chat told me ahead of time. I think back in June or maybe July. Like, yeah, she gets all the superpowers or whatever, and it looks really bad. And I just said, oh, I don't need to watch that. But for the show, I watched it earlier today, and regret doing it. There's also this plot line at the end where the president, who like Sam Jackson saves from Rhodey the Skrull, decides that he's going to wage war on the Skrull and tells them to get the fuck off the planet or they're going to die. And then all these vigilantes, aka people with guns, have like assassinations of like a news reporter who's in like a studio giving a news report. And then 3 people walk in and just shoot the Skrull in the fucking head.
Yep.
And they just
like
start
vigilantes
murdering
hunting
all
down
these
Skrulls.
Skrulls. Yeah, there's like a Skrull on the fucking Politics Street in London that I'm blanking on. And
Basically,
just like
it's
murder
all
them.
the Skrulls
It's
who were
weird.
in those meetings, the like secret Skrull cabal. It's all those people, and they start getting gunned down because it's like, we know you're Skrulls now.
Yeah.
Cool. So cool.
Yeah, and then at the very end, Sam Jackson's like, well, fuck this. I'm beaming back up to my space station, and his lover, wife, whatever, the Skrull
Skrull woman who
that he's
he
in
fell
love with. Yeah.
But also threatened to kill at least twice in this show.
Yes. They have a very passionate kiss, so he just straight up kisses like a Skrull in a very weird moment. She beams up into space with him, and then cue to the Marvels, which I haven't seen yet, but apparently in the Marvels, they make zero mention of the fact that she's alive or exists.
Well, we've said this before numerous times, that the TV shows have zero bearing on the movies.
Yeah.
And they never will.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even Loki is a great example of that. Like, Loki will not... The events that happen in that show do not matter.
We'll get to
at
that.
all.
Yeah. We'll get
for the rest of the MCU.
So, yeah, Bronze, you didn't miss much of Secret Invasion.
My takeaway from all of this is that Disney deserved the writer's strike. And after hearing that, I feel like they should strike again. Because I have to assume underpaid, overworked people wrote that. Because no logical, sane person wrote that plot.
It's really weird.
You know?
Well,
like a healthy human being with good work-life balance probably didn't write that.
From all the reports that were coming out, it just seems like they it was quantity over quality instead of quality over quantity. At least that's the PR
Yeah,
spin.
no, that checks out.
Because they were just like trying to get people to, subscribe to Disney Plus with just these constant 2 or 3 shows a year, plus all the films. And so they were just trying to churn out as much as possible, which really sucks again because they wasted Secret Invasion. That whole event could have been so fucking cool if it was grander.
I will say, since that time, except for Loki, I haven't used Disney Plus once, and I've multiple times been like, should I just cancel this?
Yeah.
Why do I have this? Like, I get it.
Yeah. Outside of Loki and then Ahsoka as well, which I'm sure you watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's tough. So and then they only Echo is in January, right? Is that locked in for the next show?
Echo is January, yes. Yeah.
But we'll get to Echo in just a bit. So yeah, that's Secret Invasion. I don't have anything else to add. There's a reason why I waited 4 months to watch the final episode, and it was rough.
Yeah, it's not great. It wasn't a good show. It was a crazy waste of characters, and even Sam Jackson kind of looked like he was bored to be there. So
yeah,
the only time it seemed good was when
it was like
Ben
the first
Mendelsohn
3 episodes
and Sam Jackson like talked.
Yeah,
They were on screen together. The chemistry was amazing, and it was like, this is great. Every other moment, half the time he's like walking through a dark alley on the phone with someone. It's like, is this what you think like spy thrillers are? Like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, I think
It's
the
not
conversations between him and Rhodey as well were pretty good, and were well done. But it all just came back to like the plot and the overall writing, which was.
But also, even like from moment one, Rhodey seemed like he was an asshole. He's never come across that way in any
He was
of the
counter
movies. Like
to what we know him to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh no, this guy's evil, immediately evil. And it's like, how did you not pick up on that?
Yeah. So that's what happens at the end, Bronze. You're all caught up. now you don't need to watch the final episode of Secret Invasion, unless you want to. It might be worth just watching the fight between the two scrolls, so you can see how absurd it is.
It is not worth it. If you want to laugh at something ridiculous, then
yeah. Oh, and Olivia, to chat's credit, Olivia Colman was great, and we knew absolutely nothing about her character, and we will never see her again. She actually like teams up with Gaia at the end, which both means that they're just off to fucking
doing nothing important.
Nothingsville. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was.
Oh, then that's right. Yeah, we talked about the first couple episodes and on the show, but they also spearheaded the entire show by killing off Maria Hill, which is, I would say, like a generally well-liked character in the MCU.
But did she respawn in the camp?
No.
She was the one character that didn't just like, she and Talos were the only characters that actually super died. Yeah. Everyone else was like, what up?
I had to make sure,
Yeah.
Because it didn't, because I did see that episode. I didn't think there was a way, but I was like, with this writing, maybe there was.
I mean, there's always the multiverse, excuse. It could happen where they just jump to another multiverse. They're already like,
definitely talking to some of the other actors about bringing them back.
Yeah. Well, it is both like, hey, rejuvenate the IP and the brand type deal, but also just like, hey, we need to get more people in the fucking theaters. We need your names tagged to it because they're realizing the current.
Yeah, it could be.
Current list is not doing it.
One movie, you know what I mean? Like it could be a Secret Wars. Like, look, you're just showing this one movie, and it'll be a cool final fight where everyone's there, bro.
Yeah, but they've already done that once, right? We've
it's hard to do it again.
It's hard to do it again,
especially at the start of a new. Like they gotta have like the Young Avengers, and they have to have all that stuff.
And we could talk. What do you want to talk for? Let's counterbalance the bad with the good. Secret Invasion, the bad. Let's talk Loki season 2. That was the next thing to start.
Big fan.
Yeah, I think we all.
I have notes.
You've got notes. Ooh. Nice. I was gun shy in the beginning of the series to call it good. I didn't know where they were leading to, and it felt a little. It just felt off to me in the first episode or two. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. But then I think around episode 4, when the big crazy shit happened at the end, and we don't really know what happened when it just cuts off. That was when I'm like, okay, they're doing this is good. I'm in for this. And then episode 5 and 6, arguably one of the best endings, if not the best ending, I think in MCU history for anything. Movie or TV show. By far the best Disney Plus thing, without question. And I would say it's definitely the best Phase 4 thing, without question as well.
As far as I'm aware, though, there will be no more.
Yeah, it's the end.
Season 2 is the last. Loki as a character is wrapped up.
Yep, that's So I think the finale hit, and then like the next day is when the strike was over, or maybe a week after is when the strike was over, and they started doing interviews with
Loki ended the strike, is what I hear.
Yeah, with
magic.
They were doing interviews with Tom, and he was basically saying like, yeah, it was a very the way he spoke about it was like it was a send off. I really loved doing that it's wrapping up the character arc over the past 10 years, blah 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 blah, and everyone was like, oh, it's over. Like we're not. He's done. We're not going to see him again.
Yeah,
I would bet they're going to try to get him back after how well it was received, if they could.
But the crazy thing is even with all the things that transpired in season 2, let alone season 1 of the show, they really did do none of this will ever be brought up again. A Marvel character in the future will never mention this. Like, Thor's not going to be like, thankfully, due to Loki's actions. Like, it's not going to be a thing that's ever mentioned, because the way they talk about in the movies is the multiverse is a thing that exists, always will exist. And they're not going to be like, there was this weird, like, temporal loom. It's never going to be brought up ever.
Yeah.
Well, because he fixed it, right?
Yeah.
It's a closed loop, right? Yeah.
And with
some sort
time
of Ouroboros.
stuff, with time stuff, it usually is. I think like similar to what you were saying. Like, I actually really was weird. I enjoyed the first few episodes a lot, but this was surprising to me because I loved her so much in the first season. Sylvie like annoyed the fuck out of me.
She sucked. Her writing sucked.
I wanted
right? Am I
someone
the
to
only
be
one?
like, it's your fault.
The thing is, you have to understand, I really liked her in season 1. Before anybody comes for me, I loved her in season 1. And the way she was written in season 2, she was really annoying. And so those first few episodes are like kind of hard, because it feels like in season 1, these characters love each other.
You mean
She's
Loki
much more
and Sylvie?
Sympathetic in season 1.
Yeah. And in season 2, it's like she's like, it's a very one-sided. And so I actually went back and watched some season 1 episodes to see if I was tripping, because I was like, was this always one-sided? But I don't know like what happened, because this season picks up exactly where we end season 1. Like,
right.
No time has passed, really. I actually don't know. Maybe it has been years. So like when she does, because now she has a job at McDonald's and all of that. When she does see him, it's like
hold on. I don't want to interrupt, but like that in itself is just so. Yeah, she's got a job at McDonald's. It's fine.
She has a job at McDonald's.
It's just an absurd thing. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, I assume they paid for it. If I'm keeping it back.
100%.
Yeah,
there was a bunch of ads before the show came out that was like McDonald's in cinema, and they promoted the hell out of it. So they definitely paid for some stuff. Yeah.
So I just took it as like, okay. And also like, she's been living in apocalypses. She wants a simple life. There's nothing wrong with food service. It's just, it's cute when it's Steve Harrington working at Scoops Ahoy, which is like clearly a fake place, versus like McDonald's, which is clearly an ad placement, right? If it was a fake little diner, we would have thought it was a lot cuter, I think. Especially the blatant product placement where she gets off of work and she has her McDonald's with her that she's putting on the car, and they keep.
There's literally a scene in the second episode where they're sitting there in the McDonald's.
It's Owen,
and like, we should go, and he's like, "What's the hurry? I like French fries."
That part made me like kind of cringe, because here's the thing: my cousin used to work at McDonald's, and I would beg her for like the toys that would come in the bags, and so she would get off her shift and she would bring me the toys. And I would say, "Well, could you bring me like a full Happy Meal?" And she'd be like, "Jasmine, I swear to God, I can't smell another French fry. Like, I will take you anywhere. I'll take you to A&W. I will take you to KFC. I will take you to Domino's. I will pay for it. I get McDonald's for free. I will pay for it if you do not make me eat that for dinner." So I don't know if that's universal, but I also worked in a fast food place for a little bit. And when you smell it all day, you don't want to eat it. And every single time Sylvie gets off shift, she's like eating her McDonald's. I was like, that is the fakest part of this, because she would be so fucking sick and tired of McDonald's.
Yeah.
That aside, they keep cutting to Tom Hiddleston and playing this like playing the bagpipes, I think it is, and his face where he's like, "Sylvie, And she's just like, what do you want? And I'm like, did I miss something? I thought y'all loved each other. What happened?
Yeah, I guess they were
had
trying.
one fight.
I guess they were trying to like really focus in on the fact that her conversation and her actions during the ending of season 1 were like so impactful on her that she doesn't want anything to do with any of it anymore, including Loki.
I think she's a character. The way they tried to define her in season 2 was she was proud of what she did at the end of season 1. And more importantly, she would do it again, which is the whole thing they keep trying to say, but that she wants people to have the freedom of choice. And she tries to make that point multiple times in this season. And at the end, like I think in maybe in the last episode, maybe the one before it, she has like a pretty impassioned speech about the whole thing. Yeah. That's fine, except for some reason, her being the foil for Loki trying to like reestablish the whole thing. Like, look, I gotta save reality. She's like, maybe, let us do our own thing and we'll figure it out. And sure. Yeah, okay. She's technically supposed to be the right one, but she's so unlikable the entire time.
Yeah.
You're just like, when she is right, you're just like, I don't care. You're the wrong messenger for this.
She keeps saying, because I was kind of like, I was like, okay, maybe you're just being biased. Let it rock, right? But then when she shows up to kill the He Who Remains variant, I was like, I thought you were going to serve your McDonald's and mind your business. What changed? I was like kind of miffed, where I was like, so you're going to show up to butcher this guy.
Well,
even though that's what you went through. Like
that whole thing was weird.
People trying to butcher you before you did anything wrong. And eventually like Majors gives her that speech, or Victor Timely gives her the speech where he's like, I haven't done anything yet. You're going to kill me because of something I haven't even done. And then it clicks for her. But I was like, no, she should have known that from day one when she said she didn't want any part of this and she didn't want to be a time cop.
That was some
when
of the
she said,
stuff
I don't want to be a Loki.
It was weird.
Like, everyone's different. She should know. You're right.
Well, even that was weird. And even the timing of the episodes where it was like, I think with like other TV, they build things up. And in this one, it just felt like they were going from like set piece to next set piece, like rapid fire, like so fast. Honestly, like it's like, JP, we got to go and we got to go get all the TVA agents right fucking now. And then they're just there, right? After just having met Sylvie again as Loki, and like, boom, immediate. I think that was episode 3 or 4.
As of having watched the series, I'm convinced that the first episode and last 2 episodes were clearly planned content.
Yeah.
And they knew what they needed to do. And then episode 2, 3, like
half of
into 4-ish was them like, okay, well, we have to fill stuff. Let's create what people have been up to. And let's like fill out but the problem is they only had 6 episodes. There's so much more that they could have taken time with, but you're right. It was just, and here's the thing. I still enjoyed the hell out of this show. I liked it a lot, but it was also just, it was just, there were moments where you're just like, wow, that was very fast.
Yeah. Which I guess maybe I respect it now, like looking back, that they didn't do that, because they could have, some of that stuff is like end of season moments. And it's like, nope, this is like halfway through the season type deal. So Bronze, what were we going to say?
Well, I feel like similar to what Jesse was saying, the first episode and the last 3 episodes very much are almost like a different genre.
Sure.
Like, they don't feel like MCU or Disney Plus content, but the other episodes do. 2, 3, and 4 do feel like that. And a really great example, actually, of what I'm trying to say is the scene where he meets Obi. And he keeps time slipping into the past, and then that keeps affecting the present.
Mm-hmm.
That type of really cool stuff was only happening in like episode 1, 5, and 6, where I was like, oh, we're like on some 12 Monkeys, like Star Trek.
I like that a lot.
That I've never watched. Like Control, Alan Wake. even Legion pieces, like I was like, oh, this is like we've slipped into another genre where we're playing with time and we're doing it in weird thought exercise ways of like even self-fulfilling prophecies that he realizes he has to prune himself. But like, that's really only in episodes 1, 5, and 6, which I think really just elevates the series to something you haven't seen.
In a very long time, at least. Yeah.
Quantum Mania. Like, think about what the word quantum is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any of that shit. And then Loki in the first episode is like setting up like weird self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yep.
Here's the problem with this show, and it is so easily quantifiable, and the fact that as we're sitting here talking about how amazing episode 1, 5, and 6 are, that we have yet to mention that in episode 2, 3, and 4, there is an entire plot line involving not one, but 2 separate attempts to overthrow the TVA.
Right.
One from the like weird Renslayer team up with Miss Minutes, and then one from like the judges who are like the people like, we're gonna go destroy the timelines. That's wrapped up in one episode, and then they're stuck in jail until they're not needed anymore. The end. And it's like, what the Brad? What happened to that guy?
Dude, that scene where they're not needed anymore, quote unquote, was rough. I was like, holy shit.
I was gonna say, can we talk about that? Because that's actually in my notes. The entire like that showed you can do horror on a Disney property because you just hear a wet dripping
squish. Yeah,
that is nasty.
And it focuses on the Brad's horrified expression, but then actually wrote when B-15 goes in there and discovers it, you hear that wet dripping again. So it's heavily implied they were basically turned into jelly. They were crushed into pudding.
Yeah,
a jelly, like a jelly block. Yeah,
yeah, and they cut from the wet dripping sound to the cocoa. And it's like it's the best cut I've seen in a Disney property. You hear like a wet like type of thing, and B-15's like, because she realized that, and then I swear to God, it's the same sound, and it's Victor Timely getting his cocoa, and he's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all nasty for that one. But whoever snuck that in there, work. Like I was like horror in my Loki. I love it.
Yeah.
But also that was nasty. And then he hands it to the guy, and the guy's like, that was pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. No, that was a great cut. You brought up that scene, and it reminded me, I guess I had like blocked it out. What the fuck was Miss Minutes doing this entire season? She was on some
horny.
shit.
The entire show she was horny.
Weird.
That's it.
That scene where she like does the mannequin shit. Like, what the fuck, man?
That was
she was horny.
Shit, I lived for that. It was giving me like the opposite of Ex Machina, you know?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Where like he's like, well, of course she's gonna this creature I've made is gonna fall in love with the first man she meets. She can't fall in love with me. I'm like her dad. They went the opposite way where they're like, no, she falls in love with her creator.
Yeah.
And
then they never mention it after that as well. It doesn't go anywhere, but yeah. Go ahead, Jesse.
Well, because like, again, like you were saying, that arc that happens over 2, 3, 4, everything in those episodes is so quick that she goes from, I'm going to work with him, to, I can't believe he ditched me for Renslayer, to we're ditching Renslayer, to now we're in the future, and oh my God, he doesn't like me because I love him, to, I guess we're going to team up now. It happens so quickly.
Yeah.
There's no time given to any of that. And again, it kind of feels like filler, like they don't know what to do with those characters. Like Renslayer's whole plot, unnecessary.
I would agree.
She serves no purpose in this.
Yeah. I felt like her purpose was to say, look, comic book guys, this is Kang's, this is who's supposed to be with Kang and with who he all remain. This was him, that's her. Look at the comic book guys. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the entire reason.
It looks very
What
it's very
sucks
weird.
is like there's like her best story moments she's actually not there for,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
the last episode of Loki asking Mobius and saying, you know, like, how do you do what do you do? And he's like, one time I didn't, and like people died. And Loki putting together like, so you were partners with Ravonna, and Ravonna did what needed to be done, right? Like, and so it just and even like when Mobius does talk to her, when they have a couple of moments, it's really good, but it's like they wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah.
They didn't want her to have any kind of redemption. If at any point in time she had like helped Mobius, we would have been like hooting and hollering from the freaking rooftops that Ravonna's the best, because she has so much chemistry with Mobius. The
Oh,
two of them have so much more
I love
chemistry
the actress. I
than
thought she was
her and He
phenomenal.
Who Remains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her and He Who Remains, no chemistry. Her and Mobius, so much chemistry. Like between the actors, where I was like, what are y'all doing? Like, you need to change. If I was on set, I would have been like, we need to change the script. Because I'm not buying this Victor Timely Renslayer thing at all. I do not know why she likes this geek that is incredibly self-serving. Her and Mobius, I live. And I don't know why they didn't potentially just pursue.
It might just also be the Owen Wilson effect, though, because like I think anytime he interacted with anyone on the show, it's like, this is great.
Charming. Wow.
Yeah, he's just a charming, charismatic guy that like.
What can I say?
Lit up the rest of his cast members in any interaction that he was in. We haven't mentioned it yet, but I thought OB was an awesome character. I thought it was
the best addition.
I would say like it makes me sad that we will probably never see that character again, because we don't get to like have more of him as an actor in anything MCU related. Unless he just like randomly pops up as like an Easter egg type deal. But I really loved OB. And how they utilized him as well. Yeah.
Of the season. And it's hard to kind of outshine Mobius's writing, but I actually teared up. I'm going to tear up now when they wouldn't carry his books at the bookstore. Oh my God. I got so sad. I don't know why. But it's making me tear up now, because I was like, it's 5 books, you cunts. Fucking let him sell them at the bookstore, you know? Like, it was, and he's like, I have to have this day job as a scientist because I just want to, like, I just felt so bad for this guy. I was like, oh my God.
Well, then it gets worse too, because like his marriage falls apart, and like he becomes so obsessed with the TVA or whatever, the fact that like Loki came back and said who he was, which set him on the course for him to become that type deal.
What's crazy is that the goof in there is that he wastes his entire life trying to create stuff to help Loki. And the rest of the story is all these other lives and all these other branches matter. There is no main timeline. Everything's important. Dude gave up his reality.
Yeah.
And no one was like, you don't need to do that, dude. He's like, nah, I'll help. It's like, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. I was like, oh my man.
It wasn't. I think like for me, the most heartbreaking moment was when he was like, just go back to it. Because for him, it's like, I get to live in a science fiction book, like it's like, oh, this is the closest I'll get. And him, like, at the end when he opens the case of the books, I bawled. That's what broke me. Not Loki giving everything up. Him opening up his case of books and me being like, you are a best-selling writer, baby. You made it, baby. You did that.
They have to give away those. No one's buying those, but they gotta give them away.
He wrote another.
Shut the fuck up,
version,
Jesse.
Yeah.
It's like when people get on the New York Times because they gave away enough copies of their books. Yeah,
it's different industries, Jesse.
Like, congrats to him. It's he got to write a volume 2. That's pretty cool. But also, like, they were forced everyone's forced, and no one actually reads them, as we found out.
Don't take this from me, you piece of shit.
No one reads them. He's got a good point.
No, that what's his face read it and loved it.
Oh, the one person that read.
So,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the one person who grew up in a time where people still read books a lot.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
no, the other one whose name I keep forgetting, the one who busted out
Oh,
of Alcatraz.
Casey?
Casey read it. Casey was a vet.
That's
Casey
true.
had it
That's because
memorized.
Casey is the secret real hero.
Yeah.
Just putting that out
That
there.
his like was that episode, I guess that was episode 6 or maybe 5, where they're like showing all the like what they really did in their timelines. What the fuck was the deal with the Alcatraz? Like
It was the famous escape from Alcatraz. The guys who
that's
broke out.
his arc, is that he was like one of those, and that's
was
why
one
he
of those
has
guys,
everything
yeah,
in the
clearly.
drawer, is because he's like a
Yeah.
kleptomaniac type deal, I guess. Yeah.
I assumed it was like a reference to season 1 because remember they did that in season 1 where they're like, remember this thing that we never knew how they did it? Well, it was Loki who jumped out of the plane with 2 suitcases full of cash, you know? I just
Mhm.
assumed this was like that, like just
Yeah.
to throw back to like that vibe of season 1 of like weird unexplained phenomena. It was Loki.
Yeah, that one was just the
Crazy
weird
Loki.
thing. I love the fan service stuff they did with Owen Wilson and the jet skis. That was cool. I would be impressed if they had that planned from the very get go, and it wasn't just like a fan service nod of like, yeah, see, he really does love jet ski. He worked in a jet ski. He sold them. That's why he was in blah blah blah. But it still worked out. It was still cute. I thought all of those like little backstory moments really fleshed out those characters. And
He's also like a really relatable dad.
yeah,
Like he has like this energy that he's just like so tired and everything where I was like, "Oh my god, he's so relatable." Where he's like, "I will literally let you buy whatever you want if you get those matches from your brother and prevent him from burning down the house." Like he's just so it's like your kid's calling you. Okay, I'm going to call him back. And I didn't take that as like he's an asshole. I'm like I took that as like daddy has to make money to pay for your
No,
guys'
it was real.
food. He really needs to make the sale, you know?
yeah.
And just like him picking up the toys and being like, "Why is this GI Joe bar?" I just was like, "This man needs help." I was like, "This poor tired man." But it also made me realize why he's so good at his job.
Mhm.
Because he's like, even when he talks to inmates, it gives us so much context for when he's like, Loki, you don't gotta be a little shit. You know that, right? Like, oh, I'm burdened with glorious purpose. It gives so much context for that when you realize he's like raising 2 boys solo, where he probably has these conversations with them all the time, that interrogation style of like, God, why do you gotta do that? No, don't do that stupid, I'm the trickster god shit. No, be better. Just try to be better. You probably like seeing him talk to his kids like that was just so cute because now we know why he talks to Loki like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
And
all
that
that stuff.
and those little things that I have to believe they're all there on purpose, right? All the character building things, because they can't like this season had a lot of that where something from an alternate timeline inspires something about the character.
Yeah.
And in this case, the best one of those was the fact that OB learned everything he learned from Timely, but Timely learned everything he learned from OB, setting up some sort of Ouroboros, and that's literally the guy's name. Very cute.
Yeah.
Super, like, moments like that are incredibly fun in this show, and I love that they do that. And there's a lot of really great, like, fun writing choices in this. And yeah, it's a great show. It's not perfect by any means, but
Yeah. I really like
by
it.
the end I was like,
I thought the final, like, I would say 10 minutes of the show and how they like just straight up skip centuries for him to become like a genius
yeah,
in understanding all that type of shit. Like, I really thought that was cool, and showed the, what they were willing to kind of do. It also made me sad though, Jesse, to go back to what you were saying, that like none of it kind of mattered.
not really.
I hope that it does. I hope that like the response, because it is like without a doubt one of the most positive moments, I think, culturally for the MCU. The amount of people that have been like, oh my God, this is the best thing to come out of Marvel since like Infinity War type deal. I'm hoping that they see that and like either try to continue that magic, continue him, have the Disney Plus shows like actually become a major part of the MCU instead of just like these little side story type deals, or do both where they do have the side stories and they also have things that are like, impactful on the greater scale. But yeah, that the entire end of it is obviously like a remarkable thing.
Yeah.
And his walk
But again,
down
it could
the
just be
bridge was
because of the
great.
general love people have for Hiddleston, and then they surrounded him with great, not just character actors, but actors who could like nail bits.
Yeah.
And it everything about it felt like, okay, this was well done. But at the same time, a lot of the same team that worked on Loki worked on Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
And Multiverse of Madness is half a fantastic movie, but then there's other half that's just like, bro, what? And so, like, I have no clue. I am still at a loss for this entire franchise about how it's so off the rails that I just don't know. Like, I don't know if anything's good anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit there. I watched all the Star Wars stuff. It was like, I don't know if I like this or not. Like, that's how I feel about Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that was cool. What I saw was cool, but it ended, and now I don't know. Was that good?
Right.
Did anyone? That's how I feel about the entire thing.
Yeah.
I think it's because like sometimes something that you love when it comes to Marvel or Star Wars gets twisted into something you don't love, you know? Like, okay, here's an example. So like I had like almost this latent fear going through the whole series, which is like kind of still there, where I had a feeling it was going to be Hiddleston's send. Okay, yeah. I had a feeling it was going to be Hiddleston's send off. And I just had this like anxiety of like, if that's the case, they're not doing a good job setting up Sylvie. And it was just like really small little things. Like I texted my best friend Balvin after the first episode and said, if you ever say, let's go get a slice of pie, I might burst out in tears. Like, cause that was so cute. And like her character like just shits on that for like no conceivable reason, walks off, gets lost and ends up in the pie room anyway. And I was like, I get it, you're stressed, but like from a writer's perspective, they knew that was going to connect with the audience, which is why it was a recurrent trend of them going and getting pie. And it was cute because it also reminded me of Agent Carter. So having a character shit on that, you're immediately gonna not like that character as much. Or it's like, what's wrong with
the idea behind it though?
Pie? Yeah.
Like I get the idea of what they were doing behind it though, because it was like, let's get pie while the world is like the universe is ending, right? And so from her as a character perspective to be like, what are you guys doing? It makes sense. But it wasn't what she was saying. She like the words that came out of her mouth, it's like those memes where someone in their brain is saying like, honey, I know you're really busy today, but if you could take out the trash, that would be amazing. And then it cuts to like what actually they're saying, which is like, you lazy son of a bitch. It's the exact same vibe. Where it's just like, why is she so mean?
Yeah.
What is this man has been nothing but kind to you. What are you doing? Yeah, it's a weird vibe.
Yeah.
I would have liked it more if they had written that like they're sitting down and they're eating pie and she's like, I'm sorry, I can't sit here, I can't do this, I have to do something, I can't just wait, you know? Instead of like, there's like little things like that where I was just like, oh, there's this like stresses me out.
Yeah.
And then the other part that was like kind of funny was I don't know if this was anybody else, but them having like a nerdy Jonathan Majors who's like fully fucking yoked in like that. There's a scene where like Brad is like restraining him, and I was like
he's ripped. Yeah.
I was like, he could rip your arm off and beat you over the head with it, Brad. And they're like threatening him with Brad, and he's wearing a button down. You can see his muscles through the button down, and I'm like,
it was very hard to like make yourself believe that he's like a super nerdy variant of Kang.
He's a great actor, but he is also like
the acting was well done, but it was hard to believe that.
Big.
Yeah,
he's so big.
He's just way too muscular. He probably just came off of Creed.
When they take him to the TVA, and he's like, "You're not taking me anywhere." I'm like, I know this is a joke, but when he does it, I'm like, he could beat all four of these motherfuckers' asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that we learned.
Timely could just fucking throw down if he wanted to.
all the Kang variants ripped, not a skinny one among them. Every single one, just
They're
all
jacked
muscle.
out of the mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
They focus on physicality.
Doesn't matter what timeline, doesn't matter what year. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that is always constant.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It just made me wonder why when they have variants, like, Sylvie's a different actress. Like, I'm not saying mages shouldn't get it. I'm just like, if they needed like a skinny nerdy guy, maybe they should have just casted like a skinny nerdy guy.
I think that's
well, I think they're maybe worried about other things with majors.
Right, no, but I think Bronze is
allegedly. I'm not gonna.
Bronze is on it though.
Don't come for me in the comments. I'm not making a stand, but they could just hire like a skinny guy.
No, but like Bronze is completely correct that in episode 1 or 2 of the original series, they're literally like, here's the other Loki variants, and it's the craziest shit you can imagine. And they're like, no, but all the Kangs are the exact same, except we got a purple guy, a pharaoh, and then a dude in like future armor. But everyone else, the exact same. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That they could have had the Kang variants, and that crowd could have been just different people.
They didn't
just
think
a bunch of different people, and it would have been equally fine. Everyone would have been like, yo, wow, he could be anyone. That would have been equally as exciting.
I would have loved if it was the nerdy guy from Better Off Ted. I do not know that actor's name, but there's this like skinny scientist who's hilarious. Chat, if you know who he is, say he would have been so good in that.
Is that Malcolm Barrett? Hold on.
Let me look him up.
I'm just saying,
Might be Malcolm
White.
Barrett. Jaleel White.
Steve Urkel.
Malcolm Barrett would have been a great Victor Timely. And I'm not saying that Majors wasn't a good actor, but him being all
well, yeah. It was a little bit
I wasn't convinced Brad could beat him up. I was like, I think he would lay Brad on the ground.
I will say at the same time, I was very excited we got to see more like magic Loki in terms of his powers and whatnot.
For one 5-minute period in the last episode, it was great.
Well, no.
For the last episode?
Yeah, it's whenever he's chasing down Timely. I think, or no, when he's chasing down Brad in episode 2
renders Brad useless.
Yeah.
Brad, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna have a character. Renders him useless, we never see him again. Brad is gone.
Yeah, he just becomes a prisoner.
Couldn't tell you.
Point. But yeah.
Probably feels bad about what he did. Oh,
feels
scenes
bad,
I
Brad.
loved though. I think the scene I love the most is when he's walking down like the gangway towards the loom.
Loki?
And I was like, okay, he is immortal. So the time radiation, chrono radiation won't affect him as much. I was like, it's gonna be naked. And then it turned into his like freaking Asgardian armor.
It's a great scene.
I was clutching my pearls. I was like, this is
that whole scene was great.
So good. Like y'all fucking did. Because my first head was like, how are they gonna have him go up there buck naked? And I guess it's like, well, he's clothed in magic, technically. Because that's like a outfit
he's a god.
Conjures.
Yeah, I think it's like a magical outfit that he conjured, but he's also a god.
So like
I think that's
doesn't
why he
age.
wasn't
dead. Yeah. Because I had that question when they kept sending in Victor Timely. I was getting frustrated because I was like, you're immortal, Home Skillet.
Just go
like,
yourself.
You could probably just do this naked. Because I had that thought. I was like, he could probably be buffeted by tons of time radiation, and he probably wouldn't. It would take a lot for him to dissolve. Not saying he wouldn't.
I mean,
it would take a lot for him to dissolve because he's
also
a god.
He also mastered, at least in his conversation with He Who Remains,
he mastered time.
He mastered time completely.
He
paused reality. So like, you got to figure.
Became like the comic book God of Stories thing. That was the big.
I mean, they at the end of episode 5 when he drops the like God of Stories bit, I was like, oh, I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, how do we get there? Is what I was curious about. But yeah. Once we were in, I was like,
happy they covered it in the end.
Yeah.
Because I was like, somebody has to think of that. And I'm just happy that he's like, oh, yeah, it's got to be me. And I also feel like maybe this is just a pipe dream of mine. Maybe. But there is a thread in the comics where through a twist of events, Loki becomes the Sorcerer Supreme.
Mhm.
And Tom Hiddleston, as he gets older and older, is just going to make an even better Sorcerer Supreme. So if he spends time as the god
This
of
is a selfish
stories,
want. This is a selfish want.
and
Yeah.
then you never know, but he would be, I mean, Cumberbatch can't do it forever. And that's one of those roles an old man could and should play, like the Sorcerer Supreme.
Sure. Yeah.
And with how powerful he is by the end of Loki season 2, Marvel, hire me, hit my phone. And here's the thing, Hiddleston would do it because he said he would play Loki as long
He
as
loves
they
that
let
character.
him.
Yeah. There's no
He
doubt
loves
he
that
loves the character.
And so Loki as a Sorcerer Supreme would fucking kill.
There's a lot of different paths that they could take it down for sure.
True.
Yeah, I that entire sequence with the loom or the whatever you want to call it, looking like Yggdrasil was awesome. The fact that it was green, which is the same color as the Time Stone, was like a very cool, and also like Loki's color throughout the entire thing. Very fun nods that are like, cool. They tied a nice little bow on everything there. I think the scene. I remember when we watched Loki episode 1, we all ranted and raved about the conversation with He Who Remains and how much we just like loved that moment. And then at the end, when he said, "See you soon," and that's right when he dies, I was like, well, that was a weird thing. And I think we even commented on the show, like, that's a weird thing for him to say. And then for that to like come back full circle in season 2, where that's, like, the reason he was saying that is because he knew that he was going to have a conversation with him in the future after all this stuff has already happened. Like, I love that entire moment where it's just like, yeah, I've already learned how to master time. Like, yeah, we're going to have this conversation a billion times till you finally understand what it is that's happening and why this must exist and why you must,
and then
like,
they
stop
did
her.
my favorite time travel trope where he's like, "What makes you think we haven't had this conversation?" It was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah, it was
I love
great.
time travel.
I love that bit too. Yeah. I love that entire thing. I really wish we could get more He Who Remains. Like that version of Kang is my favorite Kang so far.
I really wish we could have gotten more horned up Miss Minutes. I feel like that deserves its own show.
That's who you miss.
Where Miss Minutes travels through the multiverse trying to bang Kangs. Just saying.
There you go.
Miss Minutes it's so weird because I found that storyline to be strange, but I still lived because I love a character that just reads what's on her. Like, she made me laugh so many times because it's like Ravonna and like Victor are having this moment. She's in the background, like her face always just. And it like fucking, like, her face is in the background over his shoulder every time, where she's just like I love, there's something about that. And even like as she's like getting deleted, it's like kind of horrifying until she's like, "I have one thing to say, you'll never be him." She's like, there's like a diabolicalness there that I love. There's something about it where I'm like, I can't really hate you even when you do some weird shit because you're so creepy and great at the same time. And when she turned black and white to fit in,
it's cool little nods for sure.
It was so stupid because I was like, "Girl, you're a floating cartoon," but it was hilarious that she's like, "Oh, I can fit in. I'm black and white and old timey now."
It was cool.
So dumb.
It was cool
so
for
stupid.
Sure. Well, cool. I think that we're all kind of in unison then about season 2. Definitely the best thing that Marvel's put out in quite some time.
They definitely had time to edit it. The editing choices were like really clean. Maybe I've been editing a lot and that's why I noticed. But there was some really clean editing choices. Like you were saying the "Oh, I'll see you soon," but also the like, "You're gonna have to kill me," and it almost sounding like it was like echoing because they were like cutting it so cleanly where it like kept repeating. There's just the editing in this series was really good in a lot of different places.
Sure.
And
I
had
will
a lot
say,
of appreciation for it.
The reason why I think we appreciate this a lot too is just because for the last year, a full year, we got Secret Invasion, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel. That I mean, like, that's rough. That's like when something comes out that's good, you're like, oh my God.
They
It had
still can do
flaws,
it.
sure, but that was so good.
Yeah, they
and
can
you're
still
just like,
do it.
wow, if we could have more of this, that would be amazing. Please.
It definitely came out at the right time, I think, for Marvel, because it, like I said, it was a resounding for the fandom, a resounding win, which was, and this is maybe leading into the next point of conversation, which was a great foil, or at least how it's been put out in the press, so to speak, and kind of the cultural zeitgeist of it, with the Marvels. Because that is the complete opposite. It's been getting absolutely panned in every conceivable way on the internet, mostly having to do with earnings, as it's the lowest earning MCU property in quite some time.
I will. Can I just preface all of this by saying, every time I went to go look up anything about the Marvels, just any sort of hot takes or anyone's opinions, just trying to feel like what the vibe was, because I haven't seen it yet. I was like, I wonder if I see another video where someone's like, what's going on with the MCU and this wokeism take? I'm like, God, shut up. I just want to know if you like the movie. I don't want you to give me like your terrible cultural take. Just literally, is it a good movie or not? You shouldn't be like, this is what happens when Kathleen Kennedy destroys the entire. It's like, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, I just want to know if it's a good movie. That was all over the place. And that's with the poor sales and stuff, that just emboldens that entire take, right?
Yes.
And that's what fucking sucks.
It's even worse.
Yeah. Because the significant amount of people that have seen it are very vocal and saying like, yeah, it's fine. Like it wasn't amazing, but it's nowhere near as bad as like, everyone else is making it out to be.
Right. And that's why I was like, I want to look online.
About this in the waiting room, where I said the reason I didn't go see it was because everyone that I know that went and saw it was like, it was fun. And that was like all the Twitter takes. Yeah. And usually you say that when you can't actually find something good to say about a movie.
Sure.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, the worst thing a movie could be.
It's an amazing story, or it's got great action. Like if you have to describe John Wick, you don't say it was fun.
Right.
Like you say that about Spy Kids.
Yeah, the movie in itself, making an excuse for it in a lot of ways, like promotionally, there's no way that there's no world in that movie does well, because it existed outside of the norm because of the writer's strike. They couldn't have any of the fucking actors promote that film.
Promote it.
Like there was a joke going around when the actor's strike ended Thursday evening that Feige was on the phone with any actor or actress from the film saying like, please fucking talk about the show. Like, cause it was coming out the next day. And they did that. Like, I think they had Brie Larson on like a couple of podcasts that Friday that like aired later that evening because they were trying to like get into the promotional cycle. And the big PR push that they went with initially was that I think it was with the director, because I think is it the highest earning film ever by a Black female director? I think was kind of the thing with it. That was like the initial push. And then the actors got out there and it is where it is now. It didn't help at all in the second week.
That is so crazy that I just realized that, the run up to the movie was a lot of people talking about like inspired by Final Fantasy VII children.
It was her. Like, that was the big push. They were trying to capture the gaming audience. Yeah.
I was like, what a wild push.
She was in an interview.
None of the actors, but it's the director. Yeah.
She was in an interview talking about how it was inspired from the fight scenes from Advent Children. Yeah. And how much she loved that film.
Like, I know exactly what she was talking about too.
Oh, yeah.
The scene where they all like
awesome
throw Cloud
scenes
up in the air and they're like, go get him, Cloud. I was like, I get how you would pitch that to a studio, because it's about the relationship of all the characters in that moment helping the lead. And I was like, oh, okay. So I know what vibe they're going to be a fight that's kind of like that. I get it. That's cool. No problems there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
But having said all that, the three of us have not seen the film, so we don't really have anything to add to it. I know what happens in the post-credit scenes. I can talk to you guys about that if you want. It's not necessarily spoilery for the rest of the film.
I don't know that I want to talk about it.
Do you know what it is? Okay. Yeah. I
No.
mean, it's
don't
like
think I wanna know.
it's one of those things where you think about like, is this going to be are they ever going to deliver on this? Because there's so many post-credit scenes that nothing has ever been delivered on in the
Sure.
MCU.
Sure.
And this is another one of those where I think there's 3 post-credit scenes or 3 scenes at the end of the film that all have like rather significant moments.
Oh, is it because there's 3 characters? Is that the vibe? 3 main leads?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. One has to do with Miss Marvel, one has to do with Spectrum. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's 2 post-credit scenes, but there's 3 big moments.
Oh,
at the
I
end.
was ruined on one of them, I think.
You probably were.
Because TikTok only shows it just ruins your life. What a terrible platform.
You probably were. It's very easy to spoil because it has
I absolutely have seen
has to do with a significant character in the Marvelverse, but it doesn't have any tie into the actual rest of the film, and it kind of just like
there's only one post-credit scene.
There's 2 things that happen at the end of the film, is what I'm saying. Don't
at
get
the
one
end
guy.
of the film. All right. Well, whatever it is that I've seen, I saw the Spectrum one.
Yes,
and I was like,
that was one that everyone was talking about. The other one is minor, but yeah, we don't have to mention it if you guys would rather wait. I would assume we were talking about
people just film movies on their phones now.
That is TikTok.
And then upload it one thing at a time to TikTok, and it'll just be across my feed, and I'll be like, "What is this from?" And then I'm spoiled. Done. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that's TikTok in a nutshell. So yeah, we don't have anything to say on the Miss Marvels because none of us have seen it. And I will most likely wait for it to be on a Disney Plus release.
I genuinely hope they give the characters time to shine and don't this movie is 2 characters that barely had any real growth in their properties within the TV shows. Like Miss Marvel rushed through her powers. Spectrum was like, I am also here. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I hope they give them time to actually do something in the movies. But again, I have no clue. I hope it's fun. I hope I'll come out the other side and be like, you know what? I really like that. Because that's all I want. That's all I want is to enjoy things.
You just want to enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also like the movie just had a lot of barriers, like or problems with it too, because and there's like so many mixed stories about that as well. I feel really bad for the director Nia DaCosta because Variety did a whole article that was like, oh, she basically like left the post-production and wasn't a part of any of it. And then she came back, and basically what had happened is she was like, well, I signed on to do this movie. It was supposed to take 2 years. I was very devoted for those 2 years, but then it turned into 3.5-year project. And so she started working on her other movie with Tessa Thompson. So like she was a part of the editing process, but also she was like mostly doing it remotely. So there was like a 4-month period, and then they had like 3 months of reshoots they had to do to make the narrative cohesive. And so there's like quotes floating around today, and it's so weird because you don't know like what's true, what's not true, because people are so eager to dunk on her.
Yeah.
That are basically saying that she says like the movie is like half Marvel's, half hers. Like Marvel came in as a company and worked on half of it, and she tried to get in what she could. That was her story.
Which
But I don't
sounds
even
very
know if that's
Marvel.
true because somebody said that she didn't come to the screening, or she ditched the screening. She bailed on the screening. The Hollywood Reporter tweeted, Nia DaCosta bailed on the Marvel screening. And what actually happened, if you click on the article and read it, is she wasn't invited because it was her birthday. She was having a birthday party at the same time. So they didn't invite her. So she didn't know it was happening until she invited some of the crew, and the crew were like, oh, I'd love to come, but I can't because it's the Marvel screening. But the thing is that information's in the article, but the headline, and then we're not talking, this isn't like TMZ, it's the Hollywood Reporter. But the headline they put on it was very specifically, director Nia DaCosta bails on Marvel screening, which I was like, that's really shady. Yeah. That's really shitty. Because that makes it seem like
so I was telling you, man,
give a fuck about this movie. She shouldn't give a fuck about these people.
They love their clickbait.
She hasn't gotten like a fair shake at it at all, you know? So
yeah. But I mean, there's also just people who
had a lot working against this movie.
Absolutely.
There are so so many people whose entire online like video creation persona is just shitting on Marvel.
Right. Yeah.
And so to have a headline that says that,
it's a good
they
business.
know right away, like all those people are picking it up. And that means everyone's going to click this. Yeah, absolutely. That's scummy as shit. That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's flop back over to the good before we go to more bad. That Echo trailer came out.
Yo, that Echo
and
trailer
everyone,
that looks so good.
So good. It looks so
I mean,
good.
we were on this very fucking show talking about why the fuck does that show exist? Why does Echo need a TV show?
Yeah.
I am in Camp Echo now after that.
I hope they watch that. I hope that someone there at Marvel watched us be like, what is the point of having an Echo show? What is
well, I mean, that was not just us that was saying that. The internet was saying that. Everyone was like, why the fuck? I'm just saying,
I hope that they learned a lesson, and what we're going to get is going to be amazing. Because the trailer was so well put together.
It was awesome, man.
My hopes are high.
Very well done. It also pushes the idea that they're like actually going to be fucking hardcore. It's going to be a TV mature show. There's like Daredevil hanging upside down in the trailer with blood dripping down his face. So he's going to be a prominent member of that. And I love that it wasn't like a giant stinger. You actually have to look for him. He's in there for a very, very brief moment of the trailer, and that's it. And I love that. I love that it didn't like show everything. And also, you know, Kingpin. More Vincent is always a good thing.
I think what makes Echo work is something that like they need to do more, because this also works we've seen it work in other stories where it's like they took a character that we love, that we are attached to, that had like seasons upon seasons of character development. Especially season 1 Daredevil probably is more Wilson Fisk's story than it is
sure
for Daredevils, right? Like, so we've this character is so well established that now like we have more context for who Echo is, knowing that this small child was raised by this very polarizing man, right? So even that scene where like she gets bullied and he goes and beats the shit out of that guy.
He beats the shit out of that guy. Like I was surprised they were going to cut away.
On his side. That's why I say it's polarizing, because there's things he does in season 1 of Daredevil that I'm like, that's mean, but also that bitch deserved that. You know?
Yeah. No, it's a great anti-hero shtick, right?
Like that dude's so mean to that poor little girl that I was like, yeah, beat the dog shit out of him, Wilson. Go crazy.
Yeah.
But I love they also, it feels, and again, I don't know how they pulled this off, but everything about her as a character feels so much more grounded than in Hawkeye, where you're just like, in Hawkeye, she's doing crazy stunts, and you're like, I like you better when you just punch a person in the face. Like, that's way cooler.
Yeah.
That's so much more interesting to see you just lose it on a person than like, I'm gonna fly through the air and fight guys. You're like,
well, the writing also just made the character cool, because she was not cool. But in that trailer, they do more to make her cool than they did in that entire show.
Yeah,
I feel like this proves our point of like we want to see. It's like the show don't tell method, right?
Yeah.
Like in Echo, they're like, she's a badass. Just understand that Echo is a badass and just deal with it. And this, we're getting to see the journey even in the trailer. We see this like little kid, and we're seeing like they're basically being groomed.
You mean in Hawkeye?
Like from
you said in Echo.
What did I say?
You said in Echo.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
fine.
Yeah. In Hawkeye, they're very much like, you know, she's a badass. In this, like, we're actually getting to see the progression. We're getting to see the journey. We have all this context of like, oh, she's been in the trenches, gotten her hands dirty, you know? And so if she does end up flying somewhere in the future and doing all these crazy stunts, like kind of, I don't know, we have more like build up to that, I guess. Like we have more understanding of that instead of just having to like take their word for it that she's a badass.
Yep.
I'm actually really inspired by, and I don't know the name of it. They announced it recently, but like they're splitting everything now. Where there's like Marvel.
I was trying to find the news
like
on that. I forget what they're calling it.
Marvel Knights or whatever. And the street level one's supposed to be like essentially it's going to be, I think, hopefully, them cutting out a lot of the CG, them making stories more grounded, apparently Spider-Man stuff, they're going to pull that back and keep him more down to earth. And so that's probably it too.
So the
big, we need that. That might save them from all
the
their
big hope is that this Echo is the starting point that leads to Daredevil, and then Daredevil leads to Spider-Man 4, where Spider-Man 4 is fighting Fisk with Daredevil, and we get that whole thing, which would be and fucking awesome. If
they're trying to bring that all back down to like, it's just going to be New York City, or it's like that kind of. I'm here for it. Even there's some talk about Young Avengers stuff, and they're like, "Yo, that's going to even be more grounded. That's going to be more like less Civil War, more Winter Soldier kind of vibes." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm here for it. Sign me up. We don't need to get crazy like mega battles and stuff. Like it can be cool and small."
Yeah,
they were talking about bringing Punisher. They were like, "Yeah, Punisher's in this stuff too. Don't worry about it." Okay, let's go.
It's called the.
This is what we need.
The Marvel Spotlight is what
Spotlight
they're going with.
That's I thought. I don't know why I was like Marvel After Dark. That doesn't sound right.
Marvel Spotlight gives us a platform.
After Dark is crazy. That's crazy.
Jesus, yeah. Marvel Spotlight gives us a platform to bring more grounded, character-driven stories to the screen, and in the case of Echo, focusing on street-level stakes over the larger MCU continuity. It said Brad Winderbaum, the studio's head of streaming, TV and animation on Marvel.com. So, Echo will start that and hopefully go the distance. I'd love to see more of that. Trailer was awesome. If you haven't seen it yet and you were staying away from it, go watch it. It's great.
That's really good.
Do you think that the MCU writers and teams and producers and everyone have finally realized that even in actual comics, multiple universes, all that stuff, different timelines, is never like people aren't like, I want more of that. You know what I mean? People are just like, oh my God, it's another reality. Okay, who's alive in this one?
Oh, yeah.
What's the story here? Like just in the comics, it's always been a pain in the ass. And do you think they realized that finally? Maybe that wasn't.
I don't know. I don't know if it was them, but it's more like the idea of the multiverse has infiltrated almost everything that I enjoy just out there. Like there's so much of it now. It's in so many video games. It's in so many, and it all starts because of the popularity that like Marvel's went with doing it. And so I hope that they get that hint of like, oh God, everyone's fucking doing this. Let's
like
reel it back.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, you know. With Remedy games, I feel like it worked, but I was actually talking to someone from a comic book publisher and distributor fairly recently, and they were telling me that their anime imprints manga imprints outsell like their American comic books one, and like in America, manga actually in a lot of cases, depending on city to city, state to state, blah blah, makes more money than comic books, which is wild when you think about the supremacy of like what was American comic books like in the 60s and 70s. It's wild that they've been completely decimated.
Right.
But I think a big part of that is like, if you enjoy like the format, if you enjoy this story, then you just need to purchase like those books. Yeah. And you don't need to have all of this crazy other information, and you don't need to buy the events, and you don't need to buy the crossovers, and you don't need to do all of that. Right. And with comic books, like people don't even know where to get started.
Oh, it's been the biggest hurdle for decades at this point with comics. Yeah, you're right on point with that.
It's like impossible.
And I would say like, that's the same as MCU now. If someone was to ask like, where do you start? I'd say, you kind of missed the big boom, but I guess you could start with Iron Man 1 if you really want to.
And admittedly, going back to what Bronze was saying about Remedy, because I'm a big like psycho for the Remedy verse. At the moment, it's phenomenal. It's so much fun to be in. But if you were to come back in 10 years, 7 games later or something, it might be different. Like there clearly is an expiration date on like too much timey-wimey, Jeremy Bearimy stuff. Like eventually it's too much. And the question is, the people in charge, do they know when to stop? In the case of Marvel, they had the exact same thing that drives and drove me crazy with like something like Warcraft as a property. Someone said we have to keep doing bigger. Rather than let's tell good stories, they were like, it's got to be. Let us not forget there is still somewhere floating a plot about Jon Snow and Blade going to space to save his space girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying about the extra credit
Like,
stuff.
that's too
There's
much.
so many
Blade.
unlike
people get
figured out
too
extra credit.
excited.
Yeah.
They get too excited. And I think sometimes insular, like just like little vignette stories are good and needed. And I know that like, yeah, Loki doesn't have an effect on the MCU, right? I think that's why it's good. I think that's they also knew like when to stop, you know?
Yeah.
And I think like
that's one of those cases where it's the other side of the coin, right? Where like we enjoyed it so much and it was so good that we would want to see it affect the greater MCU.
Yeah.
But then the stuff with like Blade and Jon Snow go off to space, we're just like, what the fuck does that mean? And Marvel's like, we don't know. We'll figure that out maybe in a decade. Maybe we'll do the Black Knight then. We got other issues. Yeah.
It's
Just
really
to be clear, that was
the Eternals.
almost 3 years ago for Blade going to space and or Giant Man of the Ocean still unanswered.
If you want to see there is a list of all the post-credit scenes that have not been like fully realized or fully fulfilled in the MCU. Some of that shit's wild. If you go back and actually look at all of the stuff.
Is probably one of the bigger offenders.
Yeah. There's so many things.
They were banking a lot on Eternals, and now they're just like pretending like they didn't make that movie. It's hilarious.
Well,
I understand.
There's so many.
We did not like that movie, but
there's so many like honeypots that they're not able to do anything with because it's just turned to fucking like corrosive acid. Like the Jonathan King stuff, or Jonathan Major stuff.
Yep.
Like there's so many rumors floating around now where it's like, yeah, they're done with King. They're moving on to like Doom. That's going to be the big focus. Or we'll get to the Fantastic Four stuff like Galactus. That's going to be the big focus. We're not doing King anymore.
I did see some guy post a full video that was like, so based on the information presented to us in Loki, and it's all about dissecting that final scene where they're like, yes, they took care of a 616 adjacent variant.
Of that being the end of Kang.
And then the TVA were like, yeah, we'll look at the other. And they were like, this is the end. This is what they're saying. And I was like, that sucks. That sucks.
If that's where, it sucks because the past, 4 films have all been like leading up to that. Yeah. Yeah. It's rough. But hey, let's go from.
I guess they have to acknowledge Loki in the MCU then, because now that I'm thinking about that post-credit scene is like, Kangarang, insert music.
Sure.
But the question is, did Loki delete Kang? In his actions at the end of the episode, is the Kang threat gone because of... And that's what that video was about that I was watching. Like, it was like, did he undo everything?
Yeah, by his actions.
Well, and they're saying
that could be they're out.
Yeah, because they're saying they're monitoring the variants, right?
Right.
Right. It's we'll see. We'll see what they go. I think Marvel's still waiting on that whole proceeding to like move forward. So let's jump.
I think it is a terrible idea to just not address it.
To just not address it. I agree.
Yeah. I would be 100%. Fine if they were like, movie opens, all the Kangs hanging out like, what are our evil plans? And then Doom comes in. He's like, you'd expect Doom, bitches. And he murders all of them.
And he just kills all the Kangs. I'd be like,
you know what?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. I'm back in.
Don't expect Doom,
You'd
bitches.
expect Doom, bitches. And he blasts them all.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And then he does that move from Marvel vs. Capcom where he slams his hand down on the throne and everyone explodes around him. That'd be amazing.
Let's go from the Echo trailer, the good stuff, to the not so good stuff. Let's talk about that Madam Web trailer, baby. Holy shit.
Hold on. I need to you please talk about it. But
I don't have anything to say. It's just like, what the hell is that show? How, man, bad. Looks bad. It looks dog shit. I am not. It looks on the level of Mobius. Dialogue wise, it looks on the level of Mobius. The whole thing where it's
I
like
have to believe
my mom was in Africa and died to investing a spider, and then she died. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
I have to believe the voiceover is put in later because it's insane when she's like, my mom was researching spiders in the Amazon. I'm like, oh my God, what? I have to believe that. But at the same time, it has the exact same vibe as like an early 2000s WB show.
Yeah.
Or I guess CW.
Well,
as the exact
it's
same
CW.
Wait, isn't that like Dakota Johnson?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There's a girl from 50 Shades of Grey or whatever.
Yeah. She's a Nepo baby. She's Don Johnson's like daughter. She's not a good actress. I'm sorry. I say that rarely. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything where she was good. So I think it was probably just a really crappily delivered line. Because I'm sorry if you're watching, Dakota. Like I and I hope she proves me wrong. But like, I have never seen her in something where I was like, work, Dakota Johnson. Good job. I just always see her as like, but Don Johnson's a legend. Why do you suck?
Bronze, all I'm going to say is those 50 Shades of Grey films are just, they're classics. You should go watch them. Just 10 out of 10. Really good films. Okay.
I tried to watch the first one. It wasn't hot. It was awkward. I felt awkward.
Now, hold on. What if it was that energy, Bronze, but with spiders? Can we do an entire film around
awkward energy?
And what if we had a bad guy who's just Spider-Man in a darker suit?
Okay.
That's where, he was last seen in the jungle, and that's where her mom was killed while studying spiders in the Amazon.
I had this, yeah.
Okay.
Look, I enjoy a Spider-Man, right? I am a fan of the Spider-Man and the Spider-Man universe. Some of the Spider-Man shit that they do they went too far. And this film is hitting the edge of that existence of comic book Spider-Man lore. It's just too fucking far. Like all of these characters were created to support Spider-Man, and now they're all in a film without Spider-Man. But Sony's
keep
like,
its IP.
Yeah, Sony's like, we got to keep this IP. We got to let's milk it.
It has nothing to do with they're like, well, we can't make another Spider-Man because Spider-Man exists and we already have a Spider-Man. So let's make everything around it. And then the plan, I'm telling you, the plan is they're going to be like, how much can we force into a Marvel movie?
Well,
how many of these side characters, like they're making a Kraven movie. A Kraven movie.
So there was I saw a headline that was saying essentially all of this stuff that Sony is doing is going to be folded into the proper MCU for like the multiverse shit, and they're going to bring those characters over.
But they'll just say that was like a parallel reality. And
I hope so. I hope they don't bring any of it over, and I hope they do say that. But yeah, man, that trailer's bad.
Like
it's not great.
I just need to show this image to you. I'm gonna send it to you in the chat here.
Okay.
So you can show it to everyone. Again, they got like a bunch of like beautiful Hollywood actors to be the spider characters.
This is why this film will get seen.
It looks terrible. Like, again, they're gonna be like, come see beautiful ladies dressed in tight spider outfits, which has been what the comics have been for years. Let's not pretend. But what this really is terrible CG. Again, just like really, like, look at this outfit.
That's Sydney Sweeney as Jessica Carpenter in like the famous costume, which is a skin tight costume.
And it's just not a good.
And Sydney Sweeney was in Euphoria and is well known for that
being beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
and
amazing
that
actor,
is why
but also
she's
like
in this film in a lot of ways.
Yeah, like very good actor. Not even gonna like, but among 13 to 18-year-old men, she is like one of those it girls at the moment. And so I very much get why she's in this movie. But again, that's like, I can't tell if that's a really terrible mask or a truly awful CG. But the fact that it doesn't even go around her face all the way is insane to me. I don't know what this look is. I don't know if they put the mask on her, but in the real movie, she doesn't have a mask on during this shot.
Yeah, it looks weird around the left part of her hairline.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Which is why I think it might be CG. Something about it does look off.
Yeah. And again, they tease this the same way they tease Craven and Morbius, which were like 90% of the trailers is utter nonsense. And then there's one 20-second shot of a spider-related thing. And it's like, that's going to get people in. It's like, oh, yeah, Morbius. Oh, yeah, no, he's this vampire guy, but also Spider-Man. And then it's like Craven is just like, yeah, I'm a guy who kills people, but also now I want to kill a Spider-Man. It's the same thing here. It's like, Madam Web, I'm seeing crazy visions and a man's trying to kill me, but also Spider-Women. It's like, what is this shit?
The rest of the cast all have their roles as well. So Dakota Johnson is Cassandra Webb or Madam Web. Sydney Sweeney, the person we were just looking at, she's playing Julia Carpenter, who is a spider lady. Celeste O'Connor is playing another spider lady. She's the one that has like the iron spider type deals. Isabel Merced, she's playing another spider lady by the name of Anya Corzone. And then, Adam Scott.
Yeah.
From Severance, Parks and Rec, Party Down.
Parks and Rec.
He's playing Ben Parker.
I mean that's fine. Right? Like
he's in there as Ben Parker. That's a thing. Emma Roberts is Mary Parker, and we'll see where the rest of that goes. Madam Web can essentially, her like power is that she can see different things in the future. So they might try to get
across the web-verse, bro.
Yeah. The web
Spider-Verse, if you will.
The web of life and destiny, which like they're going to probably say that in that film. And that's where like no theater is going to hear that and think like, oh man, that's sick. They're going to all hear, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, what? The fucking web of life and destiny. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about like who the target audience for this is.
Yeah. Like
I don't know what they're trying to do.
Man, with Spider-Man gets weird with the fringe
don't
elements.
You live in my building? It's almost like we're all connected.
Yeah, the sisterhood of the traveling spider. Yeah, it's really.
I saw you at my dentist. You ran into my car, and you live in my building. Wait, are we all connected?
What's crazy is looking at a lot of the cast photos filmed on set and things like that. Most of this movie looks more Charlie's Angels than it does a Spider-Verse story.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what they were thinking.
Well, here's the other thing. Do you think that because of the quote success of Morbius, the meme ability of Morbius, do you think they're hoping that happens again? Like, is that a goal of the PR for this? Is that they're hoping that like this gets picked up by the meme lords? They didn't even understand
what happened.
Oh no, they totally didn't.
Which is why they re-released it in theaters, right? Like they don't. I think they try to pretend like we meant to make a bad movie afterwards, like, because they're like, yeah, it is morbing. There's like some dude somewhere who's like, I mean, Charles, the kids are morbing. They're saying it's morbing time. I think this movie needs to come back to the movie theaters. And I bet you they released this and they're like, look, it's got the Sydney Sweeneys. Look at her body. Look at that rack. And it's got the Dakota Jansons and the marketing for this. And it's going to be a hit. And when people say the trailer's bad, they'll be like, it's supposed to be bad. It's webbing time. It's webbing time.
Look at Reggie.
Web.
All you need to say now, Bronze, is what my mod Reggie just said. And that someone only needs to say, Giat the Rizzler, skinny bitch. I can't even say it without fucking laughing. Skibidity to get that free youth money. They could probably do it.
Here's how. Look. All you need to know about this film is just be in the movie space, like be a fan of movies, exist in the movie space for long enough, and you'll realize February is where movies go to die.
Sure,
and this movie comes out in February, so that tells you exactly what the team behind it, what the executives think. They're putting it out because they need to keep the copyright stuff and the IP, but other than that, they don't expect it to make money. They're gonna write off most of it, I would bet.
I would think like part of me is more interested in seeing this than I am the Marvels, because I know the Marvels is going to be like, okay, but this is going to be bad and I want to hate watch it, right? Like, I just want to see how fucking
thing is,
bad
if
it
it was
is.
good, I'd be so excited, but there's no way on planet Earth a Madam Web film is good. It just isn't. She's like maybe a character you put in a Spider-Man movie.
You put in a
like
Spider-Man movie,
the last
yes.
Into the Spider-Verse movie
Yes.
for like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no way this is a main character.
And it's like they do the scene from The Matrix with the fucking architect. You do that thing, but in the MCU.
And then if you leave it a mystery and it's like, who was Madam Web? Like, that was really cool. There was someone at the center of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool moment. This is like, I learned my powers. Like, an origin story for Madam Web sucks. Unnecessary.
Her mom was in
It's dog shit,
Africa,
man. It's dog shit.
Jesse. And
Dog
she was studying spiders, and that man was there. Okay.
Who was there?
Well,
how's that possible?
I would love
That
to.
guy.
I would love to
one.
see. There's a documentary that came out about the holiday special for Star Wars. I would love to see 40 years from now to see the documentary about like Marvel responding to internally everything that Sony is doing and just being like, God fucking damn it, they're doing they have Madam Web. They've got a Madam Web in a film, and it's going to be dog shit. It's like, well, we can't do anything. They own the IP. What do you want us? They can't. And then Feige's just like over in a corner crying or something.
But the problem is they
found
very
footage.
clearly can, because the Miles movies are fantastic.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, they very clearly know how to make good movies.
I
just don't know.
Not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
choosing not to.
The insurance money is better.
That's weird.
It's like the producers. It's absolutely like, if we make a flop, we'll make millions. It's insane.
Well, let's flip flop back over to the potential good, because we have the What If Season 2 trailer that came out pretty recently, actually. I think about 5 or 6 days ago. Actually looks. I thought Season 1. I was very impressed with it. I'm excited for Season 2. And I'm also excited for how they're airing it, because it starts on December 22nd. And then every single day for the next 9 days, we'll have a new episode all the way till
very
1st.
smart.
And so, like, people are
More
going to be
importantly-
indoors. They're going to be watching Disney Plus. They want to, see stuff. I think that's cool.
It looks like also they're finally going to take the, like, yeah, we did some fun stuff with Season 1, but let's do crazy shit with Season 2.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm here for. What is the point of a what if we don't get wild? Like, the what if is, what if a character was a different character? Like, boo! Let's get crazy.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. That's what we actually have.
It was a
What
very
if
cool trailer.
Spider-Man shot web out of his butthole instead of his wrist hole?
But was played by Stephen Merchant.
Sign it.
Done. Fun British accent. Spider butt goo. Hilarious. You know that'd be funny,
Yeah. Could happen.
right?
How does he
Or
How does he poop?
Danny DeVito. Spider-Man poop. Just like, it's off the top of my head. Like, these would be great episodes.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic.
They've also pretty much made this like a Christmas theme, I suppose. Here's the promotional image, and like Uatu straight up got the Santa Claus hat, and Thor's got Santa Claus hat, and there's some There's literally Tony
Jack
Stark.
Black as Thor. It's easy. It writes itself.
Yeah. It should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Especially 9 episodes, watching them daily. They'll get the buzz going. Hopefully it's a good time.
And if they do what they did with the like when they put it all together in the end, if they do that again, that was great.
Yeah.
I've loved watching
Well,
that
it
fight
looks
at the
like
end.
it's going to be a continual thing. I mean, at the end of the trailer, I'm pretty sure it's Uatu with Peggy Carter, Captain America. So I think that's like a returning character, right? Because she put together the like what if super team type deal.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That comes out December 22nd, about a month from now. That's it for trailers. Got a little bit of news. I mean, there's been so much news for the past 4 months. They straight up restarted everything on Daredevil. They just said like, yep, we're going to bring in new people and start this whole fucking thing over, which is good, I think. Yeah, like some of the reports out of that we had heard was not that great of things. And so now they're like refocusing. Hopefully that delivers a better product.
I mean, if it's anything based on previous strikes, every time they tried to start a thing, a big stop happened and they went back to it. It never turned out good.
Yeah.
I would rather them be like, let's restart. Let's just drawing board this whole thing. And hopefully that means good stuff. Fingers crossed.
I agree. One of the bigger bits of news, at least more recently, was the Fantastic Four casting. During the strike, they basically said that they were kind of in a lot of final conversations around the casting for the Fantastic Four. Strike ended, and now we got some news last week with nothing confirmed, but pretty much confirmed. Pedro Pascal is going to be playing Reed Richards, which I think they were expecting it to be like a bigger leak and a bigger hit, but a lot of people were just, Pedro's got he finally hit his like, he's done too much. He's in too many things. He's saturated the market. And a lot of people are like, how's that going to work?
I don't think that it's like he's like done too much.
Yeah.
I'll give you my take on it.
Okay.
I think it's like we've seen what Pedro can do. And he's not going to be able to do any of those things as Mr. Fantastic. Like he's going to be
too likable.
Declawed in this role. They're not going to give him anything fucking juicy. He's going to have a couple of little one-line, like, and so why would you be excited to see him there when you can go see him in The Last of Us? Like,
you can go see him with Nicolas Cage in the greatest movie of our generation.
Yeah.
Yes. Like he does, so I think people are just like, oh, because they're like, and I think it's also like a really safe casting and it's clearly for publicity. So that's also like, they didn't cast somebody that everyone's like, oh, so it's like, I think there's a lot there. I don't think he's Chris Pratt yet where people are just tired of him. Sure. I think it's literally just like, sorry, my cat.
That's also because Pedro consistently comes with like solid takes. And when he doesn't have a take, he doesn't talk.
Yeah, he's
he doesn't put himself out there for people to hate on. Yeah, but he's also a choice that is like, okay, I can see how as a casting director, you'd be like, well, he's a safe bet.
He's the safe pick. Yeah, I would go with safe.
Yeah.
Sure.
The problem is that people already that's what I'm saying. The problem is that people already had it in their mind, like, there's no one that could do better than our mental husband and wife actually being husband and wife in like Emily. Like they already had the mental cast of what people wanted on the internet. And obviously it was never going to be that. So no matter what they said, it was never going to live up to like the imagination they had. And so everything would be a letdown anyway. So people are like, yeah, okay, cool. But
yeah,
it wasn't what they wanted. And I think that's the big takeaway.
There was a bunch of, I guess, leaks, comments, rumors going around that for the film, the main focus will be on Sue Storm and not Reed Richards. And so a lot of...
I read that too.
A lot of like
that's fine.
Big name actors weren't actually into that. They wanted to be the focus, so they passed on it. There was some of the other people as well that they said were in the running. Now I'm blanking on their names. Who played Mysterio in the MCU?
Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal was in the running for Reed
That.
Richards, yeah, which would have been really wild.
See, but that's interesting.
It
That's
is
different.
interesting. Yeah, well, it's also different because
You
he's
know?
also been in the MCU, but that's happened before, so it's not anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it could
the
be
thing
cool.
is, like, I don't think this is one of those times where it's like, oh, I don't know. You know, like sometimes when there's a superhero movie and people are like, I don't know if that guy could be that character.
Yeah,
He'll do fine. You know what I mean? He'll be great, and
Yeah.
he's a great actor. But it's like,
Yeah.
you know, all right.
But
So what is this movie going to be? What are we going to get?
Yeah.
He's not gonna. We also know he's not gonna be giving. It was like when Oscar Isaac was cast as Moon Knight, we knew that the character was interesting enough that we were gonna see Oscar Isaac put on a goddamn fucking masterclass, and we did.
yeah.
Right.
So sorry, Reed Richards does not have that. That we're like, ooh, Pedro Pascal's gonna have a lot to work with here. No, he's not. He's not gonna have a lot to work with here.
Are you saying like he's one note, like he's the asshole type?
Reed, yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is a little one note, you know? So it's like you can't do a whole lot with that role, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, they might completely rewrite him.
I hope
Who
so.
knows? Maybe
Yeah.
they will.
But
But there's not a lot there to work with.
saw a bunch of rumors as well that for that whole Fantastic Four character verse, right, that comes with it. They're thinking of gender bending the Silver Surfer, and it might be a female in the role.
I, for one, want more skin tight silver ladies in my movies.
So
Whoever it is, let's go.
we'll see if that's a
Let's-
thing.
I'm
could,
here for
could
this.
be cool.
You know what?
Yeah,
I want this. I want this.
could be cool.
I want.
Do you
Sure.
have you guys
This
heard the
could-
other
this could-
casting for the rest
No,
of the Fantastic?
let's focus
Okay.
on this for a minute.
Okay.
Remember sexy robots? This could be like that, dude.
Yeah.
Remember like the sexy robots?
What are we
This could
talking?
be like that.
Give me an example. What's a sexy robot?
I don't know, like during the 70s, all the like rock bands had like sexy robot ladies that were like chrome robot ladies.
You're talking about
And
like
I'm
Austin
saying-
Powers fembots? Is that what?
No, they were chrome, dude. It wasn't that. It wasn't
talking
that
like-
flesh-like
you're talking
bullshit.
like,
It was
Tin
chrome
Man?
ladies, and we
Did-
could have a chrome
Tin
lady,
Man
and she'll be
really
like,
like-
"What's up? I'm the Silver Surfer," but she doesn't have hair because she's chrome. She's all chromed out, and she's like, "I'm here to surf," and then people be like, "Whoa, what are you surfing for?" And she's like, "I got this awesome dude I hang out with. His name's Galactus, and he smokes planets whole, bro." And then they'd be like, "Damn, bet." I assume that's what the dialogue will be.
Yeah.
And then
Are you talking about like Hajime Soriyama? Look
am
this
I?
up.
What?
Are you familiar with the artist Hajime Soriyama that did?
I'm
like,
looking it up right now. Yes, that's exactly the vibe that is used
Oh yeah.
in
Yep.
those.
No,
Yes,
you're-
that's exactly
Good
what I'm talking
reference.
about. Yes,
Good reference.
very
Okay,
good
so
reference.
You want that?
Yeah,
as a
like
Silver Surfer.
like-
Because like when
yeah.
I heard Lady Silver Surfer, I was also thinking Soriyama. I didn't put it as crudely as you, but when you started to be crude,
crudely.
then
I was appreciating the art form
understood.
of hot
You can
chrome
buy
ladies.
a Soriyama piece. You can get chrome nipple if you
Whoa,
want it.
please.
There's
Please,
Soriyama
please. I'm not.
did it all.
I appreciate from afar. I don't want it to infiltrate my life in any meaningful way, but just know that when it happens, I'll be in the theater like, oh yeah, this is good stuff right here.
Great.
This is the good stuff. Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
need to
buy you
own
a
it.
Soriyama poster. No, I'm gonna buy you a Soriyama poster.
Thanks. Cool.
I-
Thank you.
Of just a big titted robot lady.
Jesus.
I just
Have I told you how much I love you
Huge.
lately?
We're,
Have I
we're
mentioned that?
discovering things about Jesse this episode, I suppose.
What can I say?
It's
I'm a
thing.
chromie.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Here's some other casting. Big rumors, pretty much locked in. These were more interesting to me. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. My take on it is just like exactly what he'll be fine. I hope that they give him something to work with. I think that'll be exciting. But the rest of the Fantastic Four, I hope I don't butcher these names. Eben Moss Bacharach will be the Thing.
What?
You will notice, Jesse, immediately who that person is when you see him, because he was in Andor. He's also the cousin from
What?
God damn it, I'm blanking on the show name. The Bear. He's the cousin in The Bear. Very recognizable face. When you see it. Do you want me to show you a photo, Jesse? Have you found it
I
yet?
would love. I'm trying to find
Okay.
these photos.
This guy right here.
Ooh, right where?
Right here. This man.
Oh my God! Yeah, I absolutely know that man. Yeah.
I think he would be an amazing Ben. Is the thing. I'm very excited.
Obviously, he's going to be CG'd to hell, but that guy can act.
Yes,
That
he's
is
a
good
phenomenal
actor.
actor. Yeah, and I think the thing, you know, he's got a cool role, and I think this guy could play that very well, like chip on his shoulder type dude.
Yep.
Curious to see like how they handle him as a entity. You mentioned the CG. Is he just perma CG'd? Is like a walking around Korg type look? Like, what are we doing?
It depends on where they put them in their arc of a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, would we ever even see him as a pre-Ben? You know, who knows?
Yeah. The Human Torch is rumored to be Bronze. You mentioned, I think you mentioned him earlier. Joseph Quinn, the Stranger Things rocker, the guy that did the whole Metallica.
You know what?
thing.
That's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun. If that's true, that's fun.
I really hope that is going to be a thing.
He has some good unhinged energy.
Yeah.
He's also I thought he was one of the best actors in that season of Stranger Things. He was very well done.
Yeah.
And I think he's also got the fan love, right? Like if they're going for the pop, people will. He's got a rabid fan base because of Stranger Things, and so it's good casting from
That's
that.
That's a great wig.
Mm-hmm.
I have to assume it's a wig, but it's one I would wear.
Sure. Yeah.
That's a great wig.
Good wig. Good wig.
Some of the wigs in Marvel movies suck. That's the reason I notice them now. Because sometimes I'll see a wig that I'm like, y'all run out of money? What's going on with this wig over here?
Sue Storm. Huge fan of this actress. I'm pulling up the photo. Not being super dramatic. It's Vanessa Kirby.
It's what's her face from
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Yep. She's also in Napoleon. She's about to have a huge, I think, breakthrough role in Napoleon.
Wish I knew her name. I just know that she's the lady in Mission Impossible who
Vanessa Kirby.
Tom Cruise does not sleep with.
Yeah, she's
Even
great.
Every time she's like, "I'm gonna sleep with you, Tom Cruise," and he's like, "No, I've got to save the world." And she's like, "Well, aren't you trouble?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah."
I think she was in Hobbs and Shaw. She's been in a bunch of films. I think she'd be a great Sue Storm, especially if the film is centered around her, like those rumors. And then the final like piece of the Fantastic Four puzzle, Galactus has a rumored casting. Are you ready for this? Who do you guys think? I don't think you'll actually guess.
Would be Galactus?
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be Galactus? Any guesses?
I have no clue.
I was gonna say, I have
nothing.
Nothing. I got nothing. Christian Bale.
No, they already used him.
It's true. They don't go back.
Robert Pattinson.
Negative.
Robert Pattinson.
Little older. How about Javier Bardem? Is Galactus?
That's a waste.
That is absolutely a waste. Just like a lot of their villains, that's a waste.
Actor. He's a very, very good
That's
actor.
a waste. Yeah.
You don't want to see him gobble up some planets. You don't want to see his face like half cut off.
You could have a speak and spell play Galactus. Let's be for fucking real.
Yeah.
Let's be for fucking real here.
Oh, man.
I mean, look, it's fine if they do it, but again, it's going to be another long line in amazing actors playing villains that you know will be gone by well, they had their one movie, that's it. And you're like,
well, can you really kill Galactus, though?
They could be like, and Galactus was handled and never will return again.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. Usually, like, the Silver Surfer is the real villain. Norrin Rad is usually, like, the real villain of trying to convince him to find another planet. So that's like the better role, kind of. Galactus is just kind of like a big mouth that goes, "I'm gonna eat you now," and then, like that's kind of the extent.
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
that's the weird thing is I don't the was it I think it was Fantastic Four 2 in the Alba Fantastic Four.
It was a cloud. It was a demon cloud.
It was a demon
evil
cloud, and that's because they didn't know how the fuck to like put Galactus on the screen without it being completely
Goofy?
absurd. And so that problem hasn't been fixed. You can't just have like Javier Bardem
you can
walking
change the
around.
outfit.
I was
You
gonna
can
say,
change the
look at
look.
Eternals though, because when
Yeah.
that dude showed up on the horizon, I
It
was
was
like,
pretty cool, but does that
Girl,
mean
it was
that
cool, but it was also like the Earth would be pulled towards his body because of the
Oh.
size of him. Like he would disturb the
Yeah, like
Earth's
the physics
orbit.
of it is
Like,
insane. But like the look, all the eternal like super gods looked cool as
No,
shit.
they looked
And I-
cool. No, they did look cool. Yeah.
So they can make Galactus look cool. They have the technology to do that. It's all about how they sell it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because if just like he appears and he's a giant Javier Bardem just like, "Hello everyone, I'm Galactus."
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
hope
the
he keeps
shittiest thing
that
I've ever
accent.
seen.
I hope he keeps the accent. I think that would be so funny, dude.
Like I just,
They
it's how they sell
need
it.
to stop casting these like amazing actors, and because I'm still not over freaking Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. Like they need to just like not do this.
He came back
like,
though.
don't
He
do
got
that.
he got his.
He did come back,
got
but
his-
like for a
his
year,
comeback
for
moment.
like 3 years, I was miserable. I was like, why would you do this thing? Why would you cast that wonderful man as Apocalypse? And
Sure.
I
Well, my
feel like
hope-
I'm feeling that way about Javier Bardem, where I'm like, Galactus, bitch, really? He could be such a good villain if you give him like a villain he can like
Look,
have some
I mean,
dialogue in.
if you would have told me that Josh Brolin would kill it as Thanos 20 years ago, I would have been like, "You're
Well,
a
I
fucking
mean, but
idiot." But he did, right? So it's
What?
possible.
feel
No,
like-
Thanos is a very interesting character, though. Thanos is like sits and has conversations with death. He's like, like he thinks he's the good guy. Like, when you read Thanos imperative, like, dude has like gravitas. He has lines. Like, I've read so many Silver Surfer comics, and Galactus is just like this big
It's
hungry
just a
boy.
big guy. Yeah.
He's
that
literally
says,
an
like,
invisible
maybe
wall.
5 words.
He straight up Galactus is the same thing as when you play a Mario level and it keeps moving, the screen keeps moving, and if you get caught, you die. That's Galactus. He is not a character. He is an invisible wall coming to destroy Earth, and it's like, well, we got to avoid that. But it's not like cool or fun. It's just an obstacle. It is like, well, we got to watch out for that guy. Yeah, he's the screen. He's a force of nature, but he's more of a screen hazard. You got to watch out. Don't get caught by him. It's not great character, right?
Yeah.
Unless they change it, and they've done a lot of changes with the MCU. A lot of things have been upended, and that's fine. But what if we just forego all of that, and it's just Doctor Doom? What if the secret is
So
Artemis Doctor Doom? That would be crazy.
there
I kind of
are
would love that.
there's a short list right now that is floating around for Doctor Doom's casting. 3 actors are on it. Jason Clarke, who you guys probably aren't super familiar with. He was in Oppenheimer. He was in Pet Sematary. He's in Terminator Genesis. I could show you an image of it. I don't know if that'll help. Not a super well
I
known.
absolutely know who this guy is.
Yes, and he's also in A Great Gatsby. He's
Yeah.
he's good in everything he's in.
He's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. He's in the running. Ralph Fiennes is another one of the names being thrown
I mean,
around.
he's always a villain. They'll always put him in a villain role if they can.
And then
So
the
like,
one,
okay,
yeah, the one that made the internet hearts flutter is Mads Mikkelsen. He's thinking about coming back potentially.
can I just tell you for the record, it's hilarious to me that if they're like, oh God, we got to find a villain at the last minute, someone call Mads. So like, it's crazy to me that to me, even though it's a fine casting, it also is lazy casting. It feels
very
like
lazy.
Hollywood.
It's too easy. Yeah.
It's just there's so many actors that they could pick that have no commitments to their time that would be great in this role that they could then do it for the next 10, 15 years. And they're just like, all right, what if we got a guy who we know is reliable and didn't actually try to find someone new to play this role who fits the role perfectly? You know what I mean? It's just lazy.
Yeah.
But everyone does that. That's what casting in Hollywood is.
Mads play more positive characters, like more good guys, because he has so much range.
He's gotten typecast a little bit, yeah. That being said, I loved him in Hannibal, a show that I can't believe was on TV. Yeah, on national TV. But yeah,
I haven't finished Hannibal, but what I've watched of it, I'm like, this is art.
Yeah, it's honestly a tough show to binge. At least it was for me, just because of how dark.
I had to take a break. Yeah. No. That's me. That's why I haven't finished it. Not because it's not good.
Yeah.
I just had to I was like,
It's a
oh,
tough
I don't know
binge.
if I want to. I need to take a break and come back to it.
Yeah. The final casting that was. It's all but confirmed, I suppose, if you believe Robert Kirkman's word. He was talking with David Finch on YouTube for something. And Robert Kirkman currently is, I think he was doing promotion for Invincible, which is his Amazon.
Oh, yeah. On YouTube, he was doing it, yeah.
Yeah, Amazon show that just hit season 2, which is great if you're not watching it. And in Invincible, Stephen Yeun, who I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, plays the title character, Invincible. And Kirkman, in said interview, said, quote, "My good friend Steven is playing Sentry in a movie." He seemed unclear if he was supposed to divulge that information, but then continued, according to Looper.com, saying, quote, he said, "I just came back from a fitting for the Sentry. I guess I only do superheroes that are yellow and blue." Because his character in Invincible has a yellow and blue suit, just like the Sentry. So I don't know. I don't know much about Sentry in terms of the comic book aspect of it, but we'll see. I think when we first talked about him being in the MCU, because that was a rumor a long time ago, we thought he might be playing Amadeus Cho.
Amadeus Cho, yeah. Which would be like a bigger character, but also I think if they're gonna do Young Avengers, they can't use him because he would be too old.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So now
they need, like, thinking about how they would use that version of the Hulk. It has to be like somebody super young.
Sure. So I guess my question.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
So I looked up Sentry because I know nothing about Sentry. But
he's like
without
Superman.
Spoils, right? But like, also worse.
He's like yeah.
Basically, whenever Sentry uses his powers for an act of good, a part of his person called the Void immediately counteracts it with something of evil, and that's kind of cool. I have no idea how that fits into a movie about Thunderbolts, but like,
yeah. So that's the
cool
big
concept.
thing, is that he's going to be in Thunderbolts as the villain. Which I hope it's not a one and done situation. Talk about wasting actors. I think Steven is a fantastic actor. And if you only know him from The Walking Dead, shame on you. Because he has done so many incredible roles after that TV series. But yeah, I only know him from Marvel Snap. And that is that he has a -10 when he used Sentry, that is called the Void. So that's the only aspect I know of him of. But we'll have to see.
That could be like
a confusing one.
But that could be fun to have a character who, like, you have these people in Thunderbolts who aren't necessarily the good guys, right? And then you pit them against a character who wants to do good but is forced to do bad. And I think that could be a great script. It also could be total trash. It really depends. Depends on what they produce.
Yeah.
But like, there's the potential there for this to be an amazing film.
Yeah. Well, we will see. All that stuff got pushed back. We didn't talk about the dates, but we did mention Deadpool's the only film coming out next year. Everything else is pushed back to 2025. Thunderbolts, I think, being the first one to be pushed back for showing in 2025. So Deadpool 3 is looking cool, if all that stuff is to be believed. It seems like they're doing a lot with that. Hugh Jackman's obviously a part of that. big rumors that Taylor Swift is going to be the Dazzler. Also just big rumors that they're going to have literally fucking everyone in that film, from past and current, iterations of Marvel shows, movies, whatever. So we'll just have to see how it goes from there. But yeah, that's generally everything I think it's happened in the MCU for the past 4 months. Chad, if we missed anything, speak now or forever hold your peace. If there's anything else we need to cover, you want us to discuss, because otherwise it's getting late.
Well, hold on. Did Captain America get pushed back?
Yes, I also think that film is getting like pretty major rewrites, if I remember reading
Yeah,
correctly.
I see that it was originally scheduled for July 26, 2024, and it is now scheduled for unknown date 2025.
Yeah, it got pushed back pretty bigly.
Yeah, and I get everything's gonna be pushed back because so many movies were scheduled for 2025, and now there's no way. So
yeah, there's just not enough time. The strike,
Yeah.
Well, and I think
impacted all that in a good way, because they got what they want.
Jesse, I think the SAG contract still hasn't been signed, right?
No, not yet. It was it's something for
They're
approval.
pushing back
submitted.
on AI. Yeah, AI.
Oh, I thought the
provisions.
final stuff went out. Has it not been like fully signed?
Well, I mean, if you're in SAG, you would get a thing that's, you would have to sign the agreement. They voted, right? I believe
Yeah.
they voted, but I don't think anything's been officially signed yet.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Well, there's been a lot of conversation around the lack of AI protections.
Yeah.
And so there's a huge push to like not approve the contract.
Got it. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But
There's a lot of people. I think we know a lot of people who are in the like world of acting and voice acting and stuff, and they're already starting to see in contracts things that are like, the voices you used, we can like in perpetuity with AI go in and alter the line in a future. Like if something needs to change in the future, and people are like, look at your contracts. They're already starting to do that.
yeah.
And there's some weird ethics stuff too with like, did you hear they're making a new Edith Piaf movie?
Yes, and a lot of that's like AI, right?
They're just AIing it.
How?
Yeah, which is wild because the movie La Vie en Rose with I forget her name. She's so good. She's in Inception. Marion Cotillard, I think is her name.
Sure. Yeah.
She fucking killed it.
Yeah.
She fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
She fucking nailed it. Like, and it's like, I don't know. To me, it's weird because it's like, oh, an AI movie just, I don't know. Just seems weird to me. Like, imagine if the Elvis movie was like, oh, we could have hired an actor, but we're just going to recreate
We
his
just
voice through AI.
Had Elvis, yeah.
Might have been better.
Get
I haven't seen it.
Wait,
Yet. I haven't
was
seen
it?
No. I've not seen it. I just know all the BS around the actor, like being stuck in that character for so long. Blah blah blah.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking the Priscilla movie. That's the one I was. I forget that actor's name. He fucking ate as Elvis. I didn't watch the other one. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
No, the
Is
Priscilla
that
movie.
Austin Butler? Was that who I'm thinking of?
Yes, you're thinking of Austin Butler.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a different Elvis now
Right. That's the one with
from
Priscilla.
the Priscilla movie.
Yeah. Okay. Was not aware.
I feel like his cadence and stuff is so good. But yeah.
Sure. Folks in chat are asking Spider-Man game. Either you play Spider-Man 2? If not, you should.
Not yet.
No, I'm in such a
should.
backlog.
You should play Spider-Man 2. It's good. Talking about that fringe.
I don't doubt it'll be good. The first one was great.
Yeah.
I'm still in Act 2 of Baldur's Gate 3, and I have over 100 hours in that game.
Yeah,
I am sick.
That's correct. You got stuff you got to do.
No, you are. Yep, that's true. You are sick.
I will stay on the topic Spider-Man 2. If you want my full thoughts, we covered in we covered in Drop Frames, so you can go watch that VOD. I don't know what episode it was, but one of the more recent ones. Very good. I was talking about the fringe Spider-Man shit. They're kind of testing the waters in Spider-Man 2. They do some fringe shit where I'm so curious to know like how after the months after how the immediate like popular fandom reacts to it. Because there's some things in there where it's like, man, this was really silly when it was in the comics in the late 90s. How does this work in 2023? So we'll see what happens down the line. I'm curious how you guys feel about it whenever you get around to playing it. Very much worth it, though. Game's fantastic. I 100%ed it. It was only like 26 hours, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's got all your favorite characters in it that you would expect, and more.
All my favorites?
Yeah, and more, I would say.
Madam Web?
She may or may not show up.
Oh, my Madam Web is in Spider-Man?
She may or may not show
let's
up.
go.
What if I told you...
Did she talk to you about her mom in the Amazon and Spider research?
Craven talks to you about the Amazon. Wong shows up. Funny enough, there's a Wong thing in that game. If you if you want to talk about how crazy...
Is that true?
Yeah.
Hold on, but is it like Wong from the movies?
No, it's Wong from the Spider-Man verse. Of the game, the Insomniac verse.
Not
the
okay.
Spider verse,
right.
but the Spider.
Sure. Okay, sure.
There is
sure. Oh, I know what you mean now.
There is Spider Verse shit in there as well. It's got a lot. It's got a lot of stuff.
Sounds fun.
It's worth it.
Do you think we'll get some more backstory on my new favorite character, Madam Web? Because
maybe
Jesse,
Could be.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. No, JP is too professional. He won't say it.
Whoa.
I will say it.
Whoa.
Stop. Fucking
do you not like
Madam
Web, the newest smash hit sensation from Sony Entertainment?
You do not like Madam Web either.
What do you mean? I'm a big fan of her character.
No, you are not. No, you are not.
Jesse's into grandmas. You heard it here first.
All redheads.
Jesse loves the grandmothers.
The only fucking exception to that, you do not like her. Stop it.
A lot of people going to see those grandmothers coming up Thanksgiving. Give Jesse a call. That's what he's saying. All right,
call me grandmas.
Yeah. He loves them gilfs. Couldn't get enough.
Do you like to knit the fabric of reality together with webs? Call me Nana.
JP cut the show. Knit the fabric of reality.
Oh, man.
This motherfucker said knit the fabric of reality.
It's true. It's true. Just to reiterate what we said at the beginning, we'll see what happens with MCU crew. Might rebrand it. Might become a an all things crew. We kind of already are, but just by name. We'll be able to talk other things.
The World Wide Web. All Madam Web conversations.
Still pending.
Name
still pending.
We've got 3 months till that movie comes out. Think of how many episodes we can make about it.
Name still pending.
We just deep dive all the trailers, all the backstory, what's happening on set, what's going on in post-production. Think about it.
Oh, God. By the way, Jesse, I never actually heard in the realm of other things. Thumbs up, thumbs down on Ahsoka. Were you?
Ahsoka was extremely okay.
Yeah.
It was Dave Filoni saying, hey, I know you guys like this stuff, so I'm going to put it all in the show, but here's what the show was. One group of people were here, one group of people were here, and then 8 episodes later, nothing else happened. Nothing else happened. It was like, all right, I mean, like, that was cool. I saw some cool stuff, but, like, that wasn't a great show.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a weird vibe to have. I liked it, but it wasn't good.
Sure.
But it was fun. I liked it.
Sure.
Oh, my God, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as the Marvels. It was fun.
Yeah. True. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've watched that is like, oh, here's a plug. Both of you would actually enjoy this. Go watch Blue-Eyed Samurai on Netflix.
I heard that's cool. I also started watching the new Scott Pilgrim show.
Is that any good?
Here's what I'll say. Just give the first episode a watch.
Okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers. Just give the first episode a watch.
Okay. I will. I'm back on the For All Mankind train. Started watching that again. Season 4's out. Just started. What about Monarch, the new Godzilla thing on Apple? Either of you watch that?
I don't have Apple Plus
okay.
or whatever, so I don't.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's in that show, oddly enough.
I wasted my 1 free month of Apple Plus to watch all 3 seasons of Ted Lasso and then quickly canceled it. I was like, I moved on.
Yeah, a good decision. Apple's I think Apple's actually doing very well with all of their content, but I 100% understand there's too many fucking streaming services now. And
I've canceled so many.
And as
I'm just like, I don't use this.
As Bronze mentioned at the start of the show, I don't remember how or why, but if you get Peacock, Jesse, we could all watch Yellowstone together.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to get Peacock. I'm just not.
I
already canceled Paramount Plus. I already canceled, I'm trying to think of the other one. Some other one. The only things I have active at the moment.
You canceled your Quibi?
What's Quibi?
I think they canceled on us, Bronze.
I don't know what Quibi is.
I think I have HBO Max to get it free because of my apartment building.
Yeah.
And then I have Netflix because my parents use it and I can't get rid of it.
Dude, I think we're paying like $300 a month with all of our services. We've got $80 a month for YouTube TV, Apple TV, Disney Plus, Peacock, Stars, HBO Max.
Too much.
Hulu. Did I say Netflix? Netflix? Is there anything else? Oh, that's right. I have a Crunchyroll. I've got a Crunchyroll sub now for
Crunchyroll too
for One Piece. Yeah, because
it's the fact that
it
upsets me so much.
Yeah, I'm definitely paying like easily over $200. Holy fuck.
Yeah, but the thing is, I also don't. My apartment complex switched over from just normal cable TV to a brand new like satellite TV service. I haven't installed that service at all because the new internet we have, instead of the cable where it's like 100 down, 30 up, it's 1,000 down, 1,000 up.
Nice.
My internet, that's wireless.
Yeah,
so I'm living like an internet perfect world. I haven't used my TV once for television if it wasn't like a streaming service.
Yeah.
So, I'm not. Yeah, I'd rather do this than TV.
Sure.
I feel like I've got my Hulu's bundled with Disney Plus for me. I have like a little bundle. Yep. And then I have like Shudder and Netflix most of the time.
Oh, Shudder. We don't have a Shudder because I'm not a big horror fan, but Shudder is a thing. I forgot about that.
And I usually rotate out the Shudder. It's just like this time of year, I like to binge. I try to always watch like 15 horror movies in October. It's just like a personal thing of mine. So usually I have Shudder, and then like come sometime around February, I'll probably swap it out for HBO. And that's why I'll come to something like 8 months late and be like, guys, I just watched Chernobyl.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Because what happens is like I get a really good backlog where I get like 2 months worth of content that's worth watching.
Sure. My new favorite
honestly
thing.
That's a smart move because all these things where they try to scam you to keeping your account for months and because they want you like got to be in the cultural zeitgeist of the moment and watching this show.
Yeah.
Most of it, the smart move is to get your 1 month, binge all the things, cancel, move on. Like that's how you should do it.
It's probably the smarter way. My newest thing, I'm living in the future, y'all. I bought a Quest 3, which is the Facebook VR helm thing, right?
Right. Okay.
But I use the AR aspect of it. Okay? And so I get on the treadmill wearing my Quest 3.
And stinky ass.
In my Quest
sweaty
3, I've got
Quest 3.
I've got like right now I'm at 5 different giant instances. And one of those is a streaming service watching something on like 100-inch giant virtual monitor. And then I've got like a Twitch stream here or like a WhatsApp here if my wife needs to message me or something like. It's great.
So basically what you're telling me is that
I'm living in the future.
You took the like 15 monitors you own.
Yep.
And then put them in a VR headset.
Yep.
That you then use when you work out.
Yep.
And I must stress this to you.
Use it when I'm doing my dishes, when I'm working out, when I'm walking around the house.
Stop it.
I made the mistake one night of wearing it to bed. And that did not sit well. Aaron actually tapped me on the shoulder and goes, "What the fuck are you wearing?
Good woman. That's right. That's
I said,
smart.
I'm watching
Yeah.
TV so you don't have to listen to it or see it and you can sleep in peace. She goes, why the fuck are you wearing that fucking
My anxiety could never. I have to be able to unplug. You know?
Oh yeah, this is I'm always plugged in now. It's great. Just walk around the house, got a VR headset in. It's fantastic.
You are the lawnmower
You
man,
haven't
is what I'm learning
lost
about
your
you.
mind?
Yeah.
No, I lost my mind years ago. Yeah. No, I'm living
Oh.
in this.
You just watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on your.
I could if I wanted to. I could watch all 7 seasons, you know? I could
imagine you. You're like this.
it's
with
a
your
full
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on.
360 virtual world. So I could put
That
Agents
sucks.
of Shield
That
on
sucks
one
so
wall,
bad.
or I could have it stay in a certain aspect of the house, and we could call that aspect of the house the Shield room or something like that. And there would just be a painting that would then turn into Agents of Shield anytime I walked by it. You could do that. That's a thing you could do. And then put Inhumans on the other wall. That's exactly right, Shadow Kid. I could. This is what I've been doing for 4 months, y'all. It's great.
We found his body emaciated and contorted into some weird shape. And when we looked inside, all it was reruns of Inhumans. We think it killed him. Like, well, case closed.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Anyways, hey, we're doing a show next week. What do you guys want to do? I don't even know if we're going to have things to talk about.
It is also Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Well,
Figure it
Thanksgiving
out.
is Thursday. It's
Oh,
we kind of
yeah.
it depends on if
I don't know what people are doing. I don't know what they're doing with their life.
Look,
Some people
Quantumania
leave
could
their
be
state.
watched. We do have some ratings to finish. If you guys really want to get into it.
You know what? Kind of think we should do the live Quantumania rewatch.
It might be a good time.
That might be the perfect welcome to the holiday season. You're going to have lovey goody vibes for the rest of the year. Not today. Not today. Let's burn this thing to the ground.
Hold on. What? MCU, is it mcucrew.com/rankings?
/
Yes. So we watched. Wait, did we watch Thor: Love and Thunder?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, so then, I'm sorry. Next film is Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then it's Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, that's the
Ant-Man-
movie I fell asleep to. This could be fun.
Ant-Man and So Quantumania is 2 movies away. Because we watched Iron Man 3 is the most recent film. And
This would be
that's
good. I
26.
don't remember half this movie. I could actually watch a movie for the first time. And then you two with your fun quips and good jokes could keep
Can
me
I
awake
watch
the
it?
entire time.
Can I watch it on stream with the 2 of you while wearing the VR headset?
I think you should only do that from now on. You should do the entire podcast with
live
the
in-
VR headset on.
The funny thing is you actually could.
Yeah, I think you should do. I think you should do that. I think you should do that, and I think we should put like crazy web designs behind you, and we'll call you me Madam Web,
Let's do
and
it.
you'll be the host for our new show, World Wide Web.
Let's do it. We're on board.
Perfect.
Bronze, do some shout outs. I guess.
Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. You can find me everywhere at that bronze girl. Oh God, I'm in so many things right now. All the things I was working on for the last 4 months are out. You can see me in Seattle by Night. If you like vampire stuff, you can see me in Acquisitions Incorporated. If you like D&D stuff, that series finale is dropping Wednesday. The show I made is out. Daisy Quest, it's out. It's on YouTube. You can go see it for free, or daisyquest.com for free. You can go check it out. I've heard it's good. I don't know if it is because I don't look at my work favorably. Other than that, I've been working on video games, streaming. I've been doing YouTube more, and I've been posting, or you get early access on Patreon for stuff. And I've got a video dropping soon about Candela Obscura, a little closer look at the newest tabletop RPG from Darrington Press. So if you want to take a look at that stuff, go do the thing. Okay, that's it. That's my shout out. It was very long. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're fine. You know, Jesse, I could be Cyclops if I wore that with the quest. Like it could be a.
Sure, bud.
Yeah.
Could do a Cyclops.
Be whatever
thing.
you want to be.
Yeah.
Damn,
Shout-outs,
Jesse.
He doesn't want that to
Dude.
happen.
Hey,
Fucked up.
crazy kids. You know, right now, speaking of on the screen, producer of many video games, our brand new demo, our totally free demo for our wacky weird game with Molly Moon, myself, Erdorf, Torpal Duke, and the genius behind Siren Head, Trevor. We released a game over on itch.io called Excuse Me, Sir. It is literally when you go there, it fluctuates between number 1 and number 2 right when you get to the page. It is hyper trending there, thanks to Instagram of all purposes. So shout out Instagram. I don't know why, and I don't claim to understand it, but I love you. And so that's out. And based on your feedback, when we get deep into making the real game, we will 100% take it all into consideration. And yeah, then if you like other goof things that I do, by all means, come and go over to the Jesse Cox channel. Well, right now you can join Dukes and I in our wonderful old new show where we're finally doing stuff. So that's it. That's really it. Thank you.
I am Cyclops. Is that what he does? Does he do that?
Yeah, but he touches the side. He
He does.
Yeah.
Wait, if I
And
do
you go,
that, if I do this though, it turns off AR, so I can't see anything. If you double tap,
well, that's
like
a
that,
you problem.
it sends you into the world. Wait, if I'm Cyclops, are you Beast, Jesse?
Me? No, dude. I'm Jean Grey.
Oh,
No, Jesse's gold balls.
what?
Gold balls?
Who the hell's Gold Balls?
That's a real one.
Is he in the show?
All right, I gotta look up gold balls.
Who's Gold Balls?
Who the hell's
He has
gold?
the most random
You know what?
power.
I'm gold balls. 100% gold balls. This is absolutely true.
Who's Gold Balls?
Gold balls. He shoots gold balls, bro.
Shoots
I
gold.
I just Googled Gold Balls for some reason, and then I typed Gold Balls Xbox. What am I doing? X-Men. Fabio
He can
Medina.
produce gold. He can produce gold balls of different sizes from any part of his body, emitting the sound poink whenever they pop out. That's who I am. You found Bronze. You nailed it. You nailed my X-Men.
What the
Hell
fuck?
yes.
It's like random but really effective at shit. Like I feel like
Yeah. Hell yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, when it shoots out of him, he goes poink, 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 poink. That's great.
Wait, then who is Bronze? Is Bronze Rogue?
No.
I don't have Southern Belle energy.
What if you were Storm and you just ask people if they know what happens to a frog when it's struck by lightning?
No. Bronze is like like one of the ones that kind of like what's that one that was all skin? That one.
What?
Like one of the ones that like it was like awesome. Thanks for being here.
All Skin X-Men.
All skin.
Wait, there's a person named Skin.
I don't know, like I don't remember what that character did, but like one of those. Or
Did
like
you ever
one,
just read okay, I'm gonna read this fictional character biography. Angelo Espinosa was a former gang member from the East Los Angeles area who faked his own death for numerous reasons to make sure his friend Torres was not blamed for murder, to hide his newly manifested mutation from his family, and to leave that part of his life behind. Skin was one of the 4 young mutants, including M, Husk, and Blink, abducted by Phalanx, a techno-organic alien race. The reason behind the abductions was so that Phalanx could uncover the secret behind their inability to assimilate mutants into their collective. Through their combined efforts and those of Banshee, Emma Frost, Sabretooth, Sync, and Jubilee, the 4 young mutants managed to escape their confines, although Blink sacrificed herself by using her powers to destroy the Phalanx that had captured them.
I changed my mind, Bronze. This is your character.
What the fuck are comics?
No, I don't even know what that is. No.
Who?
Somebody in my chat said I'd be Magneto, which is pretty on brand for me. I do have big Magneto energy, but But I also
Maybe.
feel like I have big Psylocke energy too. I
Ooh,
think
could
it'd
be
be probably
Psylocke.
one of
You gonna
those
wear the
two.
outfit?
These are too cool for you.
Could. I do lift.
These are
These
too
are too
cool.
cool for
You're
me?
like
I'm a nerd.
what's that dragon that hangs out with Kitty Pryde? That's who you are.
What?
Fuck you.
Dragon
You know
who
the dragon
hangs out
gold-
with Kitty
Is this
Pryde.
because I said your gold balls?
Yeah, you don't get to be
Lockheed?
cool if I get to be gold balls.
Are you talking about
You have to be the
Lockheed?
dragon that hangs out with Kitty Pryde.
In the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 153, Kitty's Fairy Tale. Kitty Pryde, the teenage member of the X-Men, tells a bedtime story to young Ilana Rasputin, aka Magic, who was living with X-Men at the time. The story across the X-Men, including the recently deceased Jean Grey and the roles of the fairy tale characters. One such character was a giant black dragon named Lockheed, who was based on the X-Men's modified Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. So wait, it's a fictional character.
She has a pet dragon.
In a fictional
Kitty has a
character.
little tiny pet dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Lockheed is a badass. So I'd
what
be
I'm
okay
saying.
with that.
I'm not
Wait,
like
so why does
Balls.
JP get to be
Gold
the cool
Balls is
superhero?
badass, but he's goofy.
Yeah,
Gold
I'm
Balls is badass,
Cyclops.
but he's goofy.
I'm cool.
You can be Lockheed.
Why
Lockheed-
does JP get to be cool?
I'm cool because I'm cosplaying.
We all know he's movie Cyclops, and let's not pretend.
Whoa! Wait, but that means that me and you are in a relationship.
Oh shit!
No, I'm Gold Balls, bro.
Oh, I thought
We're
you were
not-
Jean Grey. I thought you were Jean Grey still. You're Gold Balls.
Yeah, no,
Right.
Jean Gay would be right.
No, I'm Jean Gay.
That's the gender bent Jean Grey.
the gender bend.
Hell yes.
Jean Gay, the popular. Yeah.
I
Anyways.
can't tell if you're flattered or offended that I said you're gold ball.
No,
I
he's
am
into
so
it.
Gold Balls looks amazing.
He's gonna
Are you
make
kidding
this.
me?
He's gonna make this his identity.
Yeah, Gold Ball, the man shoots balls and goes boink, 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 boink. When he shoots them, he's literally like a nerf or nothing kind of superhero. I love this guy.
Nerf or
You know who
nothing?
actually? Do you know
The
who
guy
I
when
would
like
be?
when they shoot like Nerf balls at people.
I would be Glob Herman. Glob
That's what I'm
Herman
saying.
is
I
an
think you're
X-Men
Glob.
That's like gelatinous with a skeleton in it. It's like simultaneously.
That's what I
goth,
sent
but
in
he's
chat.
also-
That's what I think you should be. Is Glob.
Yeah, no, I'd be Glob Herman. Yeah,
I love Glob.
Glob Herman.
yeah.
Sure.
be Glob
yeah.
Herman.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna cosplay that. I feel like I have the hardest assignment.
Yeah, that's you kind of. I don't know how you're gonna do this. Look at. I mean, how do you do that?
Whoa, never mind. I didn't know this character exists, and I love this. A character named Jin Genie. And you might say, who is Jin Genie? Jin Genie gets her name from the simple fact that her powers are derived in part from her level of intoxication. The drunker she gets, the more powerful she becomes. That's Bronze. That's Bronze. We have found Bronze's character, Jin Genie.
No,
Dude, do you know?
Here's the
Did you
thing, I have
see
to
her
be honest.
history?
she's cool, but the thing is that when I get drunk, I get more honest, and this gets me in trouble. So.
Yeah, but that's because you're so powerful. You aren't bound by the shackles of convention.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Her name
be
is
true.
Becca Parker. She was a member of this is on the Marvel fandom page. I don't know how official that is. I don't think it's that official, but she was a member of the reality TV mutant group X-Force. I didn't realize that was a reality TV. Jin Genie died on a mission with then named X-Force to rescue the boy band Boys R Us. So I don't know how real that is, but
Hold on. It gets even crazier. I found another character. Stacy X is apparently a mutant. Stacy X started her career as a mutant prostitute out in Nevada at a mutant brothel, the X Ranch.
yep.
The X.
The X Ranch.
Now I know
a
where the
mutant brothel.
inspiration for the boys comic came from.
After the hate group, Jesse, you stopped reading at the most riveting part. After the
What do
hate
you mean?
group,
I don't see that part. What do you mean?
The Church of Humanity destroys the ranch. Stacy then joins the X-Men. She did
know
not
what
take
absolutely sucks?
easily to
You know what sucks
teamwork.
even more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Stacy X? What do you think her original name was? I know you're reading it, JP. You can't say Bronze. What do you think her original name was?
Nice.
Is the X a part of her last name?
Stacy X. What do you think your name was? No hints.
Probably something like Stacy Chapman, and they put the X in because she's doing X-rated work.
Nope. Her original name was in fact X Stacy.
Yeah.
It's an ecstasy.
Like ecstasy?
But with an X. She literally just did this.
Wait, hold on. Jesse, you stopped reading or interrupted me with the final thing. She plays a vital role in fighting Black Tom, using her powers to seduce him and releasing the other trapped X-Men, allowing them to defeat him. She also proved to be a highly skilled fighter, even giving Wolverine a proper workout. I don't know why that's written like that. Where she got this training is unknown, much like everything else about her past.
You know what? Bless the 90s. That has to be a 90s character. That seems so incredibly 90s. Or
Wait,
early
what?
2000s.
I'm reading her timeline. She was in a thing called Vengeance. So Stacy X mysteriously reappears later. She is shown having a 3-way sexual encounter with Welsh pop star Sugarcane. And new character... Hold on. Don't, I gotta face it. And new character, the ultimate nullifier in a high-rise hotel room after they are at a nightclub. The trio is interrupted by the sudden arrival of Magneto, who seeks to discipline Stacy. Hold on. Who seeks to discipline Stacy for what he considers to be her disgraceful decadence, which is embarrassingly tarnishing the collective image of Earth's too few remaining mutants. Magneto proceeds to magnetically trash the room and toss all of them around. However, the ultimate nullifier engages in combat. And I'll leave the rest.
Who the hell is the ultimate nullifier?
You want me to read about ultimate nullifier?
Magneto's basically like, there's not a lot of X-Men, or there's not a lot of mutants, and y'all are being sluts. Y'all better stop fucking.
I think
is that
that's
what he does?
said. Yeah. The ultimate nullifier is a fictional device of immense power.
Wait, so how are they having a 3-way with a fictional device?
I don't know. It's a thing
Don't
from...
ask questions.
Look,
well,
I understand how it could be used in a like... but you made it seem like the ultimate nullifier was a person.
It was a device that was originally introduced in 1966. It was described as the only weapon known in the universe capable of inspiring fear in Galactus.
Sure, okay, but that does not explain.
It all comes back to the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. This is going to come back. Is that they're going to be having that 3-way
with Stacy
Galactus
X.
is going to show up. Javier
Bardem is going to walk in. He's going to be in his
planet.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get that nullifying dildo.
He's going to walk in.
They're going to...
He's just going to have that can of compressed air.
He's going to be like, whoa, I'm out. You know?
This feels like this is a misinterpretation because it clearly says that the ultimate nullifier is also a character.
Oh, okay. I don't have that information.
I mean, look, I completely agree. This sounds nuts, but
yeah, you might
apparently it was a. Oh yeah, no. Oh no. Oh, he sucks. Oh no! Look at this image.
I don't know if I want
to. I hate that this is what we have to end on. Look at this.
I just read Powers and Ability of Stacy X, so I'm a little bit ruined.
Yo, this dude.
Who is this guy?
I can't believe Stacy X would fall for this.
That's the ultimate nullifier.
Oh my god! Look at this guy. He's got porn star tattoos.
He looks like Billy Joel from Green Day.
Oh, it totally does.
But like,
wow,
ripped. That's the ultimate nullifier right there. That's him.
That is truly terrible.
Anyways,
he looks like he's about to go, I am the fire starter.
True.
Oh,
rest in peace.
God.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, he looks like he is about to shoot that video.
Or James Gunn. He's got the James Gunn hair. You might be right about that, Ravnim. All right. Anyways.
You know what? I'm gonna be real honest.
Oh God.
Magneto's in the right in this. I hope he whooped all 3 of their asses. I don't know what this happened in this comic, but I hope he appeared and was like, this shit's disrespectful, and beat the shit out of him, because I too would be angered if I saw the last remaining mutants hooking up with his asshole. Like, you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
This is about survival of the species. Y'all banging this idiot? I destroy you. I'd be like, you're gone. I wipe you from reality.
It's the ultimate nullifier, man. You can't wipe the. He nullifies you. He's the ultimate nullifier.
No, Magneto nullifies the nullifier, bro.
I don't know.
I would have thrown coins through his body. I would have been like,
There's
gotta be some metal and dildos. I'd use
Magneto,
those, like throw it at. I'd
Is he like
impale him with
500
it.
years old and just has like pennies in his pocket at this point? Like, what is he doing?
If I was Magneto, I 100% would carry like a stack of quarters. I'd be like,
So wait, anytime he like
kidding
goes
me?
out to fight, he's like, guys, I gotta go by the bank. I need my fucking roll of quarters before we go.
no, I'm saying
Send
but
out justice.
in a situation, like he has to, if he needs quarters, he's got them.
Are quarters the best currency to use, or does he use like $half? Like, I guess.
Oh my God. No, he uses quarters, because what he does is he uses all of his quarters and he goes, wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Because I was about to say he was going to be like, I gave them no quarter, but he gave them all the quarters. So that's actually stupid. Anyway.
What if he
fork
uses
shot.
nickels then? Because no one respects a nickel. And then he says, I gave them no quarters.
Oh my, no, he's like, I threw $1 worth of change at them. And then they're like, and then he goes, but I used no quarter.
Why is he even called Magneto at this point? He's just like the quartermaster or some shit at this point.
Yes!
The quartermaster.
The quartermaster!
The
It's so good!
The
He throws change at the enemy. The quartermaster throws change and it kills people. And then at the end, in the last frame of this first issue, he kills the guy with $1, and then he goes, but I gave him no quarter. Cut to credits. That is
Dude,
amazing. The
that's-
quartermaster?
That's the
That
new
guy's
Sony
amazing.
film. That's the next Sony film. They're gonna make it. Get ready for it. Sydney Sweeney,
Before Spider-Man,
It's gonna
there
be-
was the
who
quartermaster.
plays the quartermaster.
Ooh, who plays the quartermaster?
And then we'll end the show.
Oh my God. I totally.
I think Woody Harrelson would be a good quartermaster.
I'm gonna say Bryan Cranston would be the
Okay,
quartermaster.
kind of same vibe. Kind of same vibe. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
Bronze, for this important character, who would you like to play them?
Yeah, who do you think should play the quartermaster?
Yeah, who
Bronze?
should play the quartermaster?
Oh, hold on. Chat
Um,
just trumped us. Bronze, you don't get a selection. He has been cast. Gary Busey is the quartermaster.
That would be pretty good. I was gonna say Nicolas Cage, so Gary Busey is a
Oh,
might top
that's the
that,
winner. That's the winner.
Nicolas
Can you
Cage?
imagine him saying those lines?
He would.
Gave him $1, but no quarter. Holy shit, that'd be amazing.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Have you seen him in Color Out of Space?
Yeah, he's still a great actor. He's
a great
amazing.
actor, yeah.
No, I mean, no, I'm just saying he would somehow make it. He'd somehow make it good.
He'd
Yeah.
bring an energy that the quartermaster deserves. Like, he'd bring 110% all
Wait.
the way.
Did I tell you guys I watched The Flash? Did we talk about that?
Oh, that movie sucks. Yeah.
I finally watched that film, Nic Cage at the end of Superman. That's fucking wild. That's a wild bit.
Hey, did you see the interview with Nic Cage?
About
He
that?
gave the most scathing review without saying anything mean, where he was like, yeah, I went there for about 6 hours, filmed the whole thing, put the suit on. What I saw in the movie wasn't anything I filmed. And that's like all he said on it. I was like, okay.
Nice. Yeah, The Flash was real stupid.
He's like, I saw a spider.
He puts
I was
a
like, I didn't
baby
film
in
with
a
a spider.
microwave.
Yeah,
The Flash puts a baby in a microwave.
dude. Well, I don't have. That's a whole other show.
It is a truly terrible film. Anyway,
The Flash is the worst part of that film. I do like Supergirl. I thought she was good in that film.
that's because she was very attractive.
Very.
she had
true.
no character.
Hey, but Michael
To say
Keaton.
anything-
Michael
to say
Keaton
anything
was also
else,
good. Michael Keaton
You're
was also
insane.
good.
She had no character. She was like, I too am in this film and angry. You're like,
Sure.
okay, cool.
Sure.
But like, it was a look though. I was like, okay, I'll watch more of this movie. But no, that movie was terrible. That was a very bad movie.
That's true. That's true. All right, I haven't hit this button in 4 months. Let's see if it still works. Hey, it's our outro music. Thank you so much for watching the MCU crew. We might be back next week. I don't know. We'll let you guys know. Follow us on Twitter. You can check out the YouTube feed over youtube.com/itmeJP. What? Oh yeah, for the Quartermaster.
You might be in Hollywood writing the script for Quartermaster.